Happy New Year. Welcome to We Are Live.
Travis is so late, he just rang in the new year.
Was it already? I got dressed up for this whole thing and
This is dressing up.
yeah.
Happy 2020, everybody. It's the first show of the new year. It's We Are Live. Chris Emmon, Travis Terrell, and joining live in studio, the great Tommy Mosslander III.
Hi.
As you see on the Chiron Make-A-Wish Foundation alum,
Yes.
TM3.
That is
Happy 2020, everybody. Hope everybody had a great kickoff to the new year. We're excited to be back. Check out midcoast.media for more information about what we do. Let's say hello to the curator of sorts of our studio, and that's Tech Electronics. TechElectronics.com for more information. Chris Gardner is the producer that we'll talk about shortly. But first, I'll tell you about Sophie's that you don't have to pull up the graphic on.
Jesus Christ. Now
We've
you're
got
giving them more
comedy
things to
tonight.
do.
We've got Gastro Pit tonight. Make it happen, people. Tommy, did you enjoy your New Year? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I was at home and I wrote and I rung in the new year, listened to Lana Del Rey, so it was all good.
Okay.
So,
Good thing we can throw it to Travis. Let's talk to Gardner. Hello, Chris. How are you?
Chris.
Hey,
Good morning.
Hey, G Money. What's up, bro?
Yeah,
CGOG, Chris
Okay.
Gardner, original gangsta.
Thank you for
That was
explaining
a
that
high
part.
school nickname.
Let's leave it
you
there.
went to high school?
That's kind of a suburb nickname.
Okay.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hello,
Hey, how's it going?
Gardner. Happy New Year, Gardner.
Happy New Year.
Man, that's
Happy
something.
New Year,
There
Walnut.
it
Did we
is.
not
That's on
leave
the
that
wall.
in 2019?
No, it's a new decade.
That's
Okay.
It is a new era of loneliness.
right.
To
That's
quote
all right, it's all
Carl
gonna be
from
fine.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
It's so good to see you guys in the 2020. I'm so excited.
Are we saying 2020 or 2020?
2020, baby. This
2020.
is what we signed up for.
Like-
That's what we waited for.
Like Dateline.
That's not Dateline.
They're similar.
It's
Right.
the name of the show is 2020.
It's literally 2020.
Yeah, that's why it's the name of
I
the
thought
show.
I thought
It's
it
not
was Dateline
Dateline.
2020.
No.
I thought it was like a spin-off. All right.
No,
Because
we
you
waited.
saw a lot of these memes
Yeah.
on the Twitter sphere.
She's on Dateline, I thought.
No, she's on 2020. It says this is 2020. It's the name of the show.
Then what's Dateline?
Dateline's Keith Morrison. This is
Okay.
ABC.
This is
All right,
ABC.
Dateline is
Dateline's
NBC.
Get your shit together.
Comments are already firing off. KFB says that's not the first thing Travis is blowing on this new year.
Hey now.
Uh-huh.
That's inappropriate.
Did you find that on the elevator on the way up?
When they moving, I guess they had a party here at the
There was a
building.
party here.
was
I'm just
so
worried
much
because,
confetti.
who knows where that horn's been?
That's probably somebody's, you know what.
Yeah.
But it's St. Louis, what we do, STD capital, what?
I don't know why that needs
The
to
what?
be brought up.
The what capital?
The STD capital.
Huh.
Violence already.
How'd everybody spend their New Year's? New Year.
In the company
Eve?
of family and friends, Chris.
How'd
Okay.
you ring in the new decade?
Oh, we just kept it low key. Family, friends, went to a friend's house, and we all reminisced on our 12 months in 2019 and all tried to make the best predictions possible for 2020.
How'd you do?
Made
How'd you
predictions?
reminisce? What would you give us a synopsis of your 2019?
A lot of Muppets. A lot of celebrity. Finally went international.
Oh, international screenwriter.
Yeah, thank you. And I would say becoming an influencer. I have to admit, didn't see it coming.
How many followers do you have?
I think I have like just under 800
On what?
on Twitter.
You don't use Twitter.
I know.
Do you follow more people than follow you?
No.
I can find
Yes,
out really quick.
Yes, you do.
I do?
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's been so long.
Let's check.
How can you be an influencer if you're not there?
See, as
If
we
you're
had
not
our
providing influence.
well, we
I'm
had
more
our
of an influencer than
we
you.
had our social media consultants in here about a couple months ago, and as they informed you guys, it's not about the amount of followers
I
you
must have
have; it's
missed
the
this
type of
meeting.
the social media impact
Oh.
that one has.
feel
So
like you
my
have an
tweets
impact?
have an impact on things.
But if
Oh,
they're
that's
not,
Travis
that's
is-
why you're holding back to really release a really good one.
He
No,
is
it's just
following 1,029 people,
okay.
934 followers,
Okay.
and he
Oh, it's
still
more-
says he's in Brooklyn. So, and that's Twitter.
Well, no, it's just I left my heart in Brooklyn.
Gotcha.
I didn't say like,
I
and that's the
understand.
problem with the internet. You guys want to give them your exact location. That's not what it's about. It's about where's your heart. And It's
Oh.
in Brooklyn.
I keep
You
it within
can't hack
30
that.
miles.
You can't hack that.
that's kind of rude of you to say that in front of Tommy.
Can't. Oh, that's a good point. My bad, Tommy.
Tommy, you had a
Yeah.
good New Year?
Yeah, so my
Oh, well, that's always.
Would you treat it like senior skip day
Yeah.
in high school again?
kinda. My family went out of town.
Wait.
So,
So your family went out of town, but you did
yeah,
not. Okay.
separate trips without me.
Okay.
And so I was at home.
Did you choose this? Is this a decision you
No, I didn't
made?
choose that.
So they were just like, all right, well, looks like we
So-
got everything except our child. All right, gotta go.
Yeah, kinda.
Okay.
So my grandparents went out of town. My brothers went out of town. My brother's in Colorado. And then my mom stayed home. But I thought she was going to be at a party. And I found out later that night that actually she was at home eating pizza rolls with her dog.
Oh.
So I rang in the new year listening to Lana Del Rey and watching my neighbor's fireworks from my bedroom.
So you had a better New Year than your mom.
No, she was fine with it.
Oh, the pizza rolls and the dog
I
just
was
did
gonna
it
say,
for her.
pizza
but-
rolls and dog. That's pretty
You
good
ordered
news.
pizza though, didn't you?
Yeah, I ordered.
Oh, look at
2.
you.
So I ordered the big dinner box from Pizza Hut
Oh,
around 6.
Okay.
It was gone by the morning.
Jesus, Tommy.
I also ordered a 2-liter. That was also gone.
Jesus.
No, Tommy.
That
I
part worries
drink
me.
too much.
Can you tell me there was at least some video game play in there?
I don't have a game at my house. I
Oh,
don't have a system at my house.
God.
I played that morning. I've been playing Fortnite a lot.
Right?
And Jurassic World.
we're
So
not
that is, it's a lot of fun. I'm so bad at all of
Oh,
them.
my God.
Can you do the floss dance?
Can you do
No,
the floss dance?
I don't like the dancing.
Why don't you like the dancing? Why don't you like fun?
I don't. No.
Yeah, tell us, Footloose.
I like dancing when it's not choreographed, all right?
What do you mean choreographed? All that is
I-
dancing. Dancing is choreographed.
No, it doesn't have to be.
You know-
Interpretive.
You know what's funny?
Have you guys know, you've never
It's an
danced with me.
interpretive dance.
Interpretive. you know.
Jesus Christ.
We should change that in 2020. You should dance with Tommy.
Let's dance more.
I wanna
Let's
dance
all
with
let's all commit
somebody.
to dancing more this
I
year.
wanna make love to somebody.
See, the thing is, Tommy, you say you don't like choreographed dancing, and I look at you and you remind me of someone. And I'm going to show you who you remind me of.
Uh-oh.
We've discussed this on the show before, but I'm going to show you a brief video. I'll cut it off. I
I'm
won't play the whole
nervous.
thing.
This makes me nervous.
But just your look and everything, and you saying you don't like choreographed dancing, I find that hard to believe when I look at this.
Oh my God, yes, this is you, Tommy.
Hey y'all, this right here is the Bible Slide featuring the Freedom Band. And this time we're about to get holy, 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 holy.
I got it.
Holy, holy,
I got to hear
holy.
one line first.
Everybody clap your hands. Clap, clap, clap,
clap,
clap your
clap your
hands. Clap,
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 clap.
clap, clap your hands.
There we
Look,
go.
nothing
All right, we about to have some spiritual milk. To the left.
I had to hear
Why?
spiritual milk first.
Why spiritual milk?
That's my
Can anyone
favorite
tell
part.
me why? No, what? Like why the spiritual milk?
Oh, spiritual milk's my favorite.
Is it 2%
Ah,
or?
man. I guess we finally know how Mary got pregnant.
Yeah.
Spiritual milk.
Yeah, just that crossed my mind when you
I
said
don't
that.
look too much like
You
him.
look a little bit like him.
You should take credit for it because that video is genius.
Yeah.
I can't tell if it's
More
a
views
joke.
than anything
But that's
I'll
the
ever
thing.
do.
That's the beauty behind it.
Yeah, that
I can't
bothers
tell if
me.
it bothers me too.
I
It
don't-
feels like it's not a
ain't a
joke,
joke.
but it's so bad. It's a joke. It's got to be a joke. It's got to
not
be
a joke.
scripted.
No,
That's
I
scripted.
think
No,
it's
wait,
real,
no, I
man.
don't. You believe that?
Yeah.
You're
I
generally
do- No, so like growing up around churches,
right.
yeah, I believe that might be real.
See, I'm a general. You're the cynic of the show, so I'm surprised. You don't think that's not. You think that's real.
That's real.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
Gardner,
I think it's real.
like 100%.
I'm not 100%.
Okay.
It's hard to
I
be
think if
100%
it's not,
on anything.
then those guys are awesome.
That's what I'm saying. I
Genius.
don't think it is, and I think these guys are awesome, and I think we're missing probably the greatest improv troupe in America
Right.
right now
That
because
would be
they're
a
that good. They're too good. That's not real. Can we one more time?
Technically, it would
because
be a
spiritual
spec
milk,
group because improv.
spiritual milk. No one just says that
I'm just
off
going
the
to
cuff.
continue the video.
Okay.
Take a step of faith. Pray once this time. On the devil, let's stomp. On temptation, let's stomp. Bible slide real smooth.
Oh, there it is.
See, it's real.
Now praise and shout.
Ah,
To the
see,
right. Take a
as
step
the
of
video goes
faith.
along,
Jump out the boat.
Oh,
the
Right
lyrics
foot, let's
become
go.
ridiculous, Tommy. Think
Left
about
foot,
it.
let's go.
spiritual milk.
Bible
is
slide
awesome.
now, y'all. Now it's time to get holy.
Okay.
Get right now. To the left.
Okay.
Take it to the grave.
See,
Oh.
see,
And
come
see it
on.
resurrect.
Ah, that's good.
Come alive this time. Right fist, 2 pumps. Left fist, 2 pumps.
Pump
See-
your fist, Tommy.
Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right.
And the girl in the
Backslide.
back.
Backslide.
yes.
It's just a move.
See, yeah. So,
So here's
Chris,
why-
I think
They're not that good.
I'm
They
on
Chris,
Chris's
they're
side.
very, yeah.
I'm on Chris's side now because spiritual milk is like a deep Bible cut.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is.
Uh,
So
Black Sheep thinks it's spiritual milk is the tender name of. Hang on, hang on. Spiritual milk is the tender name for Arby's #1 gift card buyer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy
The
in
fella at-
Kirksville,
Yeah.
Dr. Dilf.
Dr. Dilf.
That's right.
Dr. Professor Dilf.
Dr. Professor Dilf. Yes. Now, to really mastermind that in this ultimate, like, there's too much real going on there. If it was indeed a fake, boy,
That's
Saturday
what I'm
Night Live
saying.
couldn't come
That's
up with
what I'm
that.
saying.
Like, that's
That's what I'm saying. I think we're looking at like some of the best comedic performers in the world, and we're sleeping on them because they're so good we think it's real.
Oh, I saw one last Saturday, though.
oh yeah, I got a bone to pick with you, man.
oh boy.
I saw.
Real quick, our
Only
friend
one of these
Carly says
works.
it's very real, and quite frankly, it's too early for this. So, what's your bone?
So so what day did you first show that? Monday?
Yeah, I guess so.
So I watched a little bit Monday, and they brought that picture up.
This one right here.
Show it again. By the way, the character's name was Clive Schleslak.
okay.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun.
Yeah, he ashed on babies' heads.
That's right. That's right. I did. And Travis, you went, man. Tommy looks good. He should put a little self-confidence behind that, and he'd be fine. What does that mean?
That
Oh,
means you
boy.
got to walk it like you talk it. You look
I'm
good,
very
man.
Self-confident.
I want you to,
Some
but I
would
want
say,
you.
oh, too self-confident.
I want you to care because you got swag, and I want
I
that
know
swag
I
to
do.
lead to, escapades with in the sexual nature.
How do you know he ain't
Yeah,
escapading?
you don't know that's not happening.
I just feel like it's okay. It's happening.
How do you know it's not? You got a monitor on that thing?
I mean, I think we kind of just. I think you're there. I think you're there. I think you're on your way.
Oh, I've been there several times.
With okay, okay,
Several
okay.
times.
All right.
You do
I
the-
am a great. Webster University knows me well.
Oh, okay. All right.
the literary arts
Excuse
program
me.
over there.
Give me some
Yeah,
of that
it's
Webster
exactly what it
tail.
is.
Like Skinny Denman over there. I see you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. But I'm like the most self-confident.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
I'm
maybe-
the most self-confident intern you guys have ever had. So
Okay.
Oh, that's
think
fair.
maybe-
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
I agree.
That's probably a fair point, right?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Are you satisfied with his answer to the bone you picked?
No, but
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't. I apologize.
there you go.
There you go. I'll go get it, kiddo.
Now,
Yeah.
Tommy,
you
that
knock it out the
was
ballpark.
that was very important theater. At
Yes, very important theater at the Improv Shop. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
I'm thinking about
I bought
doing a
fake
little bit
cigarettes.
more. Doing a little improv maybe in the 2020.
Do it.
I think that I want to.
You should do improv and stand-up 3 times a week.
Chris has got a point.
Improv is hard to do 3 times a week, but yeah.
Once improv, 2 stand-ups.
I'm gonna need people to be on my ass about that. But
Well,
I would like
that's
to.
actually that's one of my New Year's
Tommy,
resolutions.
if Tommy stay on my ass about it, and what do you want me to stay on your ass about?
The same thing, but I
Okay.
want to see you. I want to actually see you at Mike's and not
Okay.
just have shows.
All right, call me out then.
Oh man,
mean,
okay.
I'd pay to see Travis queue up in the hierarchy of the open mic scene here in St. Louis, because there are punches pulled, but you'd get thrown. You might get treated a little. Probably you
No,
get treated.
no,
you
I
You
get
guys
won't.
want to see Travis's self-confidence go down.
Oh
Let
man,
him
I
do
feel
like
so
2
bad
weeks
for
worth
you
of open
guys.
mics.
I feel so bad for you guys whenever somebody drives like 30 minutes. You stand there, you buy drinks, and then you don't even make the list to not get paid. Like, you don't even make the list to not get paid for your 4 minutes of stage time you were hoping to get.
Yeah.
That is comedy. Oh
Yeah,
my
it is-
gosh, that is a
That
kick
is
in the
one of
nuts.
the fun parts about it, though. For
Yeah.
me, is like the thrill of whether or not I get on. You know?
Thrilled
Is
if
your-
I'll be humiliated or not.
Yeah.
But is it the?
Well, it's not humiliating because it happens to everybody.
Correct.
It's just part of it.
Good point.
When did you believe you got to the point where it wasn't even a confidence thing anymore? Like where you didn't have to think about getting on stage or the fear of getting on stage. When did you get to that point?
Like
I
the
still have
the
that
stage
feeling.
fright.
Okay.
I,
Is that
I
what you
like.
mean?
I'm not afraid on
To a
stage.
degree, yeah.
I'm not afraid to be on stage as much
Okay.
anymore. I get nervous at new venues, but I always think I need to get on stage more, and I'm not on stage enough.
Okay. 'Cause for me, it's not, it's not stage fright per se. It's like when we're on stage, I'm fine. When we're going, I'm fine. It's the lead up. It's the entire build up
It's
to
called
it.
well.
anticipatory anxiety.
Okay.
I have to do jumping jacks before
So-
shows a lot of times, or like jump up and down.
I deal with it.
I'm about to say
constantly.
So you said that it flowed
And
off
it's not
your
necessarily
tongue
a
very easily.
performance thing. It's just life in general.
Okay.
I'm constantly in what's next mode.
Right.
So
They have medicine for that.
yeah, I've started taking some. I'm actually, and we'll probably get to it here in a little bit, but I might try something else that's now legal in Illinois.
God, no, don't try that.
We got a lot
I
to
can
talk
get
about.
you, I can get you better from a 24-year-old, and you won't have to pay half the tax on it. So,
That's the funny thing.
But I
too.
want to contribute to taxes. Yeah, I'm a
Why?
venture
Why?
socialist. That's what I'm now
There
considering.
we go.
I said we don't hear about venture. We hear about venture capitalists all the time. I'm a venture
I
socialist.
like that. I like that.
So consider. I'm changing my Twitter bio with that now too.
No, it's not a matter. It's a matter of a couple things. It's a matter of preparation, and it is a matter of anticipatory anxiety.
Yeah.
Because I like doing it. I like writing. I like telling jokes. I like being in front of people. I think it's just the preparation that ultimately goes into it, so it is as good as you can make it. And because of that, it feels like 200 pounds of concrete around your waist all the time. So
Yes.
it's just like a sludge.
And that's actually one of my road bumps is the writing thing. Is I get blocked for weeks at a time.
And it's not even block.
I'm in
My,
that- I'm in that now.
I'm a terrible writer, and
Well, I don't have that problem, so.
ooh,
I
okay.
think
There-
it's-
there's that
Billy
confidence.
Shakes.
no, and it just depends on what it is. But I've always like, and people, hey, you're creative. You should do. I'm like, here's the problem. My OCD and anxiety and stuff get in the way of
Yes.
being able to write
Absolutely,
properly.
absolutely.
To where like it's something as stupid as I look at a paragraph and I'm like, oh, I like that, but then all of a sudden, oh, there's too many apostrophes.
Oh Jesus Christ!
See,
And, and so like that, and that's how my mind works though. And so that's frustrating for me to try
Yeah,
to write because
crippling,
then it's
yeah.
just like, no, but it's fine. But it's not fine in my mind.
Right.
So it's hard to get over that for me. So that's why like spoken word is easier for me because you just go and it's done. You can't go back, right?
Right.
So it's like that's why in terms of creative sense, I've always gravitated towards a microphone or helping people with the microphone as opposed to writing more. Like in shorter terms or little skit kind of deals, that's fine. But like say I was writing a paper in college or high school or whatever, it was tough. It's tough for me because of how my brain functions.
See, I'm not like that. Like I just did finals several weeks ago. Now, I guess, and I had to write a 10-page paper on religion that I waited till the day before to start, and I got it done, and I got a 96 on it, and so like I can do that easy, but when it comes to like writing stand-up, I'm hindered because like when I'm writing a paper, I know the only person that's gonna read this is my teacher and maybe some classmates.
Mm-hmm.
With stand-up, it's everybody who's in the audience, and then everybody who's in the audience at the next show, and then everybody who's in the audience at the next show.
Right.
And it's just this constant fear of, okay, well, this joke isn't where I want it to be, so it's not going to go well on stage.
Right.
And that happens when I'm writing it.
I think we're all just kind of fucked up.
That, I mean, in
I
the
think that's
simplest
what- I think that's
terms,
what it
I
comes
think in
to.
its simplest terms, certainly.
We're in a
I think
podcast studio. Yes, of course we are.
we've made some very, very troubling decisions along the way to
Different
get here.
for different reasons.
Yeah, but,
But-
it's like,
Yeah,
where does it air
but,
it
like,
out? But
it's-
like, if you could have the same problem and also be data entry at the at
No.
Purina, like
right,
you
and I
did.
think the challenge of doing something like this, I always say this of comedians and even writers, there is a level of courage that has to go into it because
I mean,
you're,
not-
and I'm not saying I'm not comparing that courage to that of a person in the military or a police officer or a
No,
firefighter.
it's-
I'm not. It's just a different kind of
I
courage
agree,
and
I agree,
vulnerability that
yeah.
comes along with it. And
It's
so
all
I've
relative.
never looked at it like
Right.
that, though. It's not.
You
for
don't
me,
have
it's
to,
not
but it is.
brave to go on stage.
no, but I think there is
And I
a
know
part
what
of
you mean.
you.
Well,
yes.
Travis once said it was brave of him to admit he was a coward.
Yes, and,
So-
and to this day, I think that's pretty courageous.
That's like
What a
how did
courageous
it-
stance to
How
take.
did you
How
not
many-
explode just even saying that out
How
loud?
do
Like,
people walk around and not think that's not true?
Oh.
That's crazy to me.
yeah, I could see that.
I like it,
But-
it. To me, it's not bravery to go up on stage and talk into a microphone.
I think it is. I think to a degree there is a level of
could have-
bravery, especially because I think there's a type
It depends
of
on the person.
vulnerability.
I think it's a relative situation. I think a lot of things.
Very
are
true.
relative.
I agree
It's
with you
just,
there.
Like with each person, what are they going through? How do they deal with certain things? So for someone's situation, it could be brave of them to put themselves in that situation, right? So it's simply relative to who you are as an individual.
and it
I
also
would say.
takes also a tinge of arrogance.
Oh,
And that's something
yeah.
that you kind of don't want to
That's
admit
the
about
problem
yourself.
most people have with everything is like funny's weird because you can make somebody laugh just sitting in a room together and then everybody kind of feels like they get it, but to package that into a well-crafted
Yeah.
statement
Yeah.
and then take in the room or at least have the confidence to deliver it is that's the funny part because people are like you're funny. No, they're projecting themselves. They're like I wouldn't have the balls to. That's what they're saying when
Right.
they say that. But so
No, you don't either,
it's-
though. So.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
But no, I do know. That's so yes. If people are it's not a matter. It may not even be a matter of people holding me accountable. But I would like to do again more improv, more open mics. But the thing is, that's always been my
Here's your-
the
here's your-
albatross around my neck is that
Here's your New Year's
anticipatory
resolution:
anxiety.
hold yourself accountable.
See,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Yeah.
But here's the thing: that's the thing. I do that now to a degree, like, and then I turn it to my
What degree?
harshest critic also
7.
too.
Does that stop you
Of
from going
1,000.
forward?
No, not necessarily. No, not
Okay.
necessarily. It doesn't. You're right. So yeah, but that's it.
Yeah, well, I will say it's helpful to have someone that has let me say this, has your best interest in mind
Right.
too. Because like I see, we've gone to this before. College football coaches are full of shit. And when they talk what they talk, it's like they care about. I don't believe all.
Yes,
that.
right.
I don't
right.
believe all that
I
shit.
hear
they
you.
say.
I hear you there.
So it's like it would behoove you to have someone who has your best interest in mind too to
Right.
push you. It's not someone that's just there to say, go do this or whatever. That's
And
bullshit.
it's also part of the new work smarter not harder approach. It's one thing we've talked about even off air.
if you say load management once today, I'm
just
going to lose it.
Maybe we talk about synergy at some point.
See,
But
managing spiritual milk.
Yeah.
I'll bathe in spiritual milk.
Let's
if you don't
thought
want to.
shower about this spiritual milk
no, no,
phrase.
No.
No, ultimately, you just need to ask yourself, what is it I'm doing with my life? And okay, because if you try to make sense of going to, I watch all you guys do this, and I see it myself, because it's fun to create. It's fun to do this live stuff.
For sure.
It's so fun. It's a blast. Do you want to work for 12 hours and then go home and maybe take your dog for a walk and like go to sleep and just clock out? Or do you want to go hang out in a bar with 30 other people that are trying to do the same thing you're doing and get up for 4 minutes?
No,
Like that's
but
that's
I
a
think
question you have to ask
I
yourself.
don't think that's necessarily the question. It's the question of what
Part of the question.
a part of it. Also, that's a level of privilege too. There's a level of privilege of being able to say I can put certain responsibilities almost aside.
No,
or
I would say
I
not
have
privilege. I
that.
would say you have to be painstakingly selfish.
I have that
Okay.
problem. Like I go out. I used to go out almost every night. I don't anymore. When I
Right.
got busy with school.
There you go.
Got into Fortnite, but before that, I was going out a lot, and
Right.
it was just it was just another thing that like my family learned to deal with, the friends I had learned to deal with. and
Don't
that's
ever
just
say
what I
that.
did.
Sounded so sad.
What?
Friends I had.
Well, because
Just
but-
say
and that's-
friends.
This is the thing about that. When I started doing comedy, a lot of the friends I had in high school stopped talking to me because,
Then they weren't your friends, man.
yeah, for sure. But it's one of those things where like it does have consequences.
When
at
you
a
say
point.
stop talking to you, does that mean you guys didn't have time to hang out as much, or they said you're a comic? Yep.
Basically that.
That's weird.
It's like that, okay, it was basically that.
Was this like you were part of their?
I was part of a
like
clique.
Dungeons and Dragons.
I was
like,
part of a
crew.
clique of people.
You
I'm
became
not even
too, Did you
joking.
become too cool for your Dungeons and Dragon friends?
No, I didn't play Dungeons and Dragons.
Was
I
it goth?
I was. It was a group of real big stoners that I was a part of.
So you were too positive, probably, for them. Like,
I
oh
don't-
my,
I
look
don't
at
know if I
Tommy
was-
Have
chasing
you
his
talked to
dreams.
him?
I was.
Clip that off. And next time he says I'm not funny, play his hilarious laugh he just let out. that was
I don't
Cowie
like-
Leonard.
I don't like it when people make fun of my laugh.
We are on one today.
But no, people they just stopped talking to me. They stopped returning my texts.
Hmm.
They don't want to hang out with me during the day.
Yeah, but was that once and you just took it really far? and
No,
they're like,
it
they hate
wasn't.
me.
It
Okay.
wasn't.
All right.
But can I to even put a bow on it?
Were
It-
these the friends that you would hang out with at the bridge?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
What is
nothing
this, Stand By Me?
but we've even made the case about this before on this show. Stand-up comedy is that cute little thing that you do until you're
gets in the way.
Jerry Seinfeld, until you're Kevin Hart. Then it's like, oh shit, it's a career.
Oh,
it's not
you
a
mean to
career
your
until
family and
yeah,
friends
to
and
a lot of people out, your family and friends, it looks like a little hobby until it's not. And so then there's anxiety that comes along with that because
Well, that's what it became for me. Was
It's a creative endeavor, yeah.
Wasn't a hobby for me. It's something I wanted to do,
right.
and it's what I wanted to put all my time into. And stuff happened with that. And it's not. I'm not upset about it because it's 2 years ago. now,
Right.
But like, at the time, it was one of those things where like, okay, do I want to keep doing this
Right.
and risk it or
Gardner, watch this.
have my friends?
Do you guys want to open up the show at Gaslight tonight?
Yeah.
Look at Tommy. There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm looking at you.
I
I'm looking at
have-
you. I'm looking at you, opener.
You just gave him
No, no, no.
anticipatory anxiety.
You did.
Only one of these works, and so every time you blow that, it's just in one. This is real loud.
That's fantastic.
So
No,
that's a
I-
yes from Tommy.
I'll go up. I never got to do my. Oh no, I'm going to Backdoor tonight. I'm going to a different. comedy
Okay.
club.
All right. Never mind.
I got a new Viagra bit, so. I was on Viagra for 7 years.
Yeah. For your heart?
Yeah, but it led to a lot of problems.
Did it?
Yeah,
With heartbreak or?
I was going through puberty at the same time I
oh
got put on
no.
this medicine.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
First of all, that is just a wretched time to
That
have
is
anything.
that's a
And-
mental
Like you
fuck,
should
too.
like a teenager shouldn't get
It gets-
Viagra. Like hand a teenager like a Sears catalog with like a woman in a one-piece
It
bikini
gets worse. It gets
or
a lot
one-piece swimsuit. Like if someone's ankle shows a little too much when you're in your teens, it's explosive.
I went to a school where we could only wear khaki pants,
Uh-huh.
so that's another aspect.
Guys
of it.
and girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you have pleats?
I don't know what those are. Maybe I don't know, but stuff shows through khakis. But also, I was sitting in a wheelchair.
I love this. This is why. You know what, Gardner? Great. You don't book a ton, but when you do,
I looked like I was running around with a campsite all throughout 8th grade.
Jesus Christ.
Did they ever send you to the office for it?
No, everybody kind of. It's funny because everybody kind of knew about it, all the
Oh,
staff and stuff,
Tommy.
but nobody
Oh,
ever.
Tommy.
Really
Did you ever catch
said
anyone
anything.
staring?
Tommy.
No, nothing like that. Well,
Is he telling us he had a permanent boner throughout school?
yeah, I did. I am. Because I took it 3 times a day.
Oh,
I had to
That's
take it at
abuse.
lunch.
oh man. People just thought you loved those square pieces. And Tommy really gets excited.
Man, he loves tater
He
tots.
loved a lot. Good God.
But yeah, yeah.
Jeez.
Well,
Guys, I wish I was trying to set up a better segue,
Well,
talking
we
about
always-
anxiety, anticipatory anxiety to lead into
was a type of
marijuana
anxiety.
recreational sales taking off yesterday in Illinois as Illinois becomes another state in the union who has recreational marijuana.
Oh boy, were those long?
Now we see what
Cannabis.
we know what Gardner did yesterday.
it was between this and actually we'll get to it in a minute. I was using the hashtag Cannabusiness and the hashtag Green Wednesday instead of Black Friday.
Oh, nice.
And I tweeted it out and tweeted it at one of the friends of the show as well, KSDK's Chris Davis, who was kind enough to fit Green Wednesday into his 10 o'clock report last night on Channel 5. So I applaud Chris
Nice.
for
Well
doing
done.
so. He had a little bunch of puns in his report.
Nice.
He's
You
like,
have
some
to,
people
right?
were expecting the long lines. Others were a little more blunt. And then clip. Oh, yeah. It was good.
Brilliant. That's brilliant.
He did very well. I was
Good job.
I
Shout out Chris Davis. How many more weeks do we have with good old Chris?
I think a month here.
Oh man, heading back to his hometown Nashville to do news. Collinsville is the most local one in the St. Louis metro area. About what was that? 25 minutes away. 20, 25
Oh, it's like 15 minutes from my house.
15 minutes from the house. All right. Recreational marijuana is now legal in Illinois, but if you aren't already in line, you will need to wait another day to buy it in the Metro East.
They were doing
That's the
line
story
coverage
yesterday.
throughout the entire
Huge
day.
lines.
2.5 hour waits, and
You want to see it?
yeah, let's see it.
This is from Eric Schmid, who is the marijuana correspondent, cannabis, I think it's cannabis correspondent for St. Louis Public Radio, who was out there.
They said about 770 people at 7 a.m.
Yeah, I could see
Look
that.
at that. And again, this is the closest one in the St. Louis metro area. So, yeah, if you want to go buy legal recreational marijuana, everyone from Kirkwood, Webster, Chesterfield, Ladue, North County, North City, South City are all going to have to traverse over that bridge to Collinsville to get it.
Did you see they had food trucks? There's about 6 food trucks outside there, too.
I would have put together a playlist and just blasted it from my car for them all to enjoy.
They have a
Real
DJ
stoner
that's been
songs.
They
playing.
had a DJ that was playing. They
I would
were-
have just repeated "Stairway to Heaven" over and over. and
No,
over
you
and
can't
over
do
again.
that. They had Grateful Dead playing. I
Led
saw
Zeppelin
that.
streams
Yeah.
are going through the roof in Collinsville for the next week. Everybody finally gets it. Is that what's going on?
Well, that's what, in Chris Davis's report, he started it by talking about Woodstock and how everyone said they were there, and then how that's kind of like this. Everyone's going to say they were there, and then it went into Freebird. And the guitar. His report, like I said, Chris Davis did a really good job on his report.
I was
with
gonna
this.
say, like,
That's
what
pretty
is
good.
like what's stoner rock to or stoner music to you guys? Like, I don't like when I think of it. Like,
I think of Ben Harper.
oh wow,
For me, it's the Growlers, it's Mastodon, and then I'm trying to think if I can find.
But
another one.
I mean, it's classic rock is going to fall into that for me. But there are different genres that will fall into stoner music.
I think
for
it's
me.
different for people my age, though, a little bit.
Probably,
well, each
yeah.
person, and it depends on whatever trip. I'd say trip. That would be shrooms, correct, sir? Whatever kind of high you're trying to get, right? If you're trying to sit around and hang out, it's going to be one thing. If you're trying to go for a walk in nature, it's another.
It's like the difference between like Mastodon and Growlers.
pretty good
Great,
point.
Do you-
relatable.
I mean, do you know?
I'm aware of Mastodon. Yeah.
The Growlers
Great
are
point.
just stoner goth rock.
There you go.
I think, this is, I don't think anyone necessarily is surprised. I think I'm just curious to see how this looks in the next, 10 to 12 months.
Are we going to
just-
see? Everybody's joked about it, but are we going to see Missouri law enforcement posting up? They're not going to waste their time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
are.
will.
They will.
They
You
will.
think?
I 100% think they will, because they're going to be easy tickets.
Yeah.
For what? Possession?
Mhm.
But in city of St. Louis, like it's not even
Yeah, they don't care.
like a worthwhile thing. So
Well,
you
they
think state
still-
patrol's going to do
there,
it?
There's
If
even
they could-
confusion
if they
there with the
could-
city.
Yeah.
If they can have probable cause to search your car.
There it is.
They're going to search your car.
There it is.
I don't know.
It's at least going to be a hassle.
I got my
For a lot
car
of people.
I just don't
searched.
see City of St. Louis doing that.
I remember just going for a
I think the
drive.
county will.
Yeah, well, the
think
city
the
of
mi-
St. Louis, there still seems to be confusion on what's what.
I still think the Missouri Highway Patrol will. I think Missouri Highway Patrol has made it
No.
very clear that they're. I mean, they have the excuse now because of the recent crime wave, obviously here in St. Louis.
Oh, 5
So
crimes
they went out,
already.
Yeah.
5 murders in the first day of 2020. So,
Oh, wow.
and there, so that's going to allow again this program for the Missouri Highway Patrol to continue to patrol some of the St. Louis highways to stay in place. Thus, they're going to need something to do. Oh, hey, look, people are driving across the border again to get weed. So they're going to. I think that's going to happen. I think, to Tommy's point, I think it's going to give police officers more of
They're gonna
a probable cause to pull over certain types of drivers, and so I think it will be.
kind
It'll
of
be
drivers?
set.
They're going to sit on the highway that runs from St. Louis to Collinsville.
Definitely.
That's
I
Right,
think that's
that's
going
all
to draw a lot of negative attention. I don't know.
Yeah,
I could be
it
wrong.
should.
Like that's. You think? But do you think the state of Missouri, who's probably going to watch their neighboring state of Illinois, bring in close to an additional $80 to $100 million in revenue?
So how can
from
we
marijuana?
make money off this?
Yep,
Oh,
there it
we can
is.
write a few,
Boom.
tickets.
Yeah, there it is.
because I don't think Missouri's going to legalize.
Not anytime soon.
Yeah.
I mean, I
But
don't know.
then there's medical.
Yeah, but look how long that took.
Yeah.
And
I'm
that was
just saying,
almost,
it
that was
feels-
like pulling teeth.
Yeah.
And not even that process and that's rollout still
and they
has
only
been
have,
a little.
and they don't even have 20
yeah,
people growing. I don't think.
right.
I think it's interesting. I want to know how good this weed is. Because
It's going to be a better quality because it is going to be more
Because-
regulated, but it is. I mean, they're going to tax the crap out of it. You're
That's
going to pay
why,
a
like,
ton. Yeah.
if I can get the same type of
Right.
stuff from a friend of mine,
Right. You're
I'm
not.
just going to get the stuff from a friend of mine and save the
and
extra
that's a
15
market.
taxes.
Right. No, you're exactly right. And I
I'll
think
just
that's
give my older brother a call. It'll be great.
And you're right. But I think to your point, you're right.
should've
There's going to
said
be an
that.
inevitable market correction because of it. But
There's
the
gonna
idea
be a what?
A market correction.
No, which was the word you said before
Edible
that?
market.
An
correction.
inevitable.
Oh,
Oh.
I thought you said edible.
I thought he did
No,
too.
that'd be funny. An edible. That'd be good.
I was trying to-
Damn it! I wish I had said
No,
it
I was
now.
try to clarify where we were.
Damn
I'm
it.
like, are we just talking about
I hope
edibles?
they have
or-
those.
But I do.
I
I,
go by
I would
those.
like Missouri just to get on. I mean, that goes without saying to get on the train because it's going to take that process. We're going to have to go through the growing pains like Colorado and Washington, where that was the headline news out of the gate in Colorado, how much money it costs to buy such a small amount. But Colorado has naturally adjusted their market to make it make sense for business owners, and I don't know.
Well, it also involved because of the rules that set in on New Year's Day in Illinois.
Right.
It's like over 11,000 pardons for weed-related crimes.
Right.
How did that work out? That already
That
happened?
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah, it took place already on the
Oh.
first of the year.
That's surprising.
good.
That's
Yeah.
a positive
That's good.
thing.
No,
Yeah.
he talked
So, I
about
mean,
it,
like-
and this is probably one of the rare instances, Gardner.
And then
again,
all the corrections officers that lose their jobs for this false BS that's been going, now they can go work at dispensaries.
there you go. Like a business
See?
done of their own.
Circle
Right.
takes the square.
But no, I think this
Whatever
is
that
one of those instances where you have I don't know. Here's an instance of a fairly progressive governor doing something in a relatively conservative state outside of Chicago. Illinois, red. Right? It's Champaign. Even Champaign
Oh, I-
Urbana is like
Yeah.
down
I
the middle.
think in any more urban area you will
I
find the
think
blue.
you're
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm saying
But yeah.
he's showing that you can be a little bit more progressive in quote unquote Trump's America and get people on board with it. And I think that too should be a sign to Democrats and progressives to not be afraid to come up with bold ideas that may push the envelope, but if it's done in a way that makes sense for everybody, which in this instance for Illinois it does, these things can work. Are not
But
too
it's-
out there as these folks are attempting to
And-
make it sound like.
And to make that point a little more, let me use Missouri as an example here real quick.
Right.
When you look at the midterm elections
Mm-hmm.
back in 2018, look at just the policies and what was proposed and what was passed, what was voted on. They were more progressive ideas, more left-leaning ideas that passed in Missouri. So what you see, and this is what I still don't get, the ideas are popular. People, they're bipartisan.
Yeah.
People across both sides will vote for those ideas. They're into those ideas that the Democrats and
Right.
liberals will present. Yet the personalities that will present them, they go another way here in this
Right,
state. They
right,
vote more red.
right.
But that's why sometimes it doesn't make sense because you see, okay, who you're voting for, but
Right.
then what you're voting for doesn't necessarily go hand in hand. So I would just say I would agree. I'm like, even in Missouri, keep with those policies.
And-
even if you vote for them by over 60% and they try to take them and shoot them down still.
Right.
Keep doing that.
I think even
because
if-
even those progressive policies are popular in red states. The policies themselves can be.
And I think in Illinois they also have a new law where if you believe a person in a home has a gun, a new type of gun control is going to be a violence to themselves, you can essentially file a report with an agency. And it's just unique to see a state like Illinois really take a page out of, say, some of the West Coast states like Washington and California, and then apply it to counties that are generally conservative, and for people to positively receive them. That's what I guess I'm getting
Yeah.
to. So I'm curious to see how the
It's a good
marijuana
dry
breaks
run
down.
for that.
Right, exactly. So I think again, if Missouri, the sooner the better. The sooner that we get on this train, I think the better it will be for the area as far as being
That's
able
what
to
I
turn
said.
that
And the
corner.
city should just challenge the state and
Yeah.
do it themselves.
Being bold. That's
Is
what we
that
talk about.
possible?
Being bold. Yeah, absolutely.
It was
Okay.
when we had Meg Elliott Green on of the Board
Mhm.
of Aldermen. Like she said, we have our own city charter. They can decide and tell police what to
Right.
do. And and the city has tried before, Tommy. Like they passed a minimum wage thing, like $15,
Yeah.
and the state shot it down. But
Yeah, I knew that.
But I would just say, keep challenging the state. Just keep doing it. Like, and if you're going to keep telling us no, then we have to keep trying. And then hopefully you get voted out, and then we can try something.
And I think we talked about this recently about having that level of apathy. And I think sometimes the courage is in the fight. And so sometimes you have to pick that fight. It's okay. Like that's how we get to better ideas, by picking these types of fights. And I'm with you, Gardner. I would love to see if like we said before, Lyda, you're not going to run for president. You're not running for governor or senate or even House of Reps. Like this is probably going to be your glowing moment in your career in politics. So do something
Take some
bold.
risks.
Take some risks. We really don't have anything else to lose. 194 homicides last year. We're already, as Chris pointed out, 5 in 2020, and we're 2 days in. So it's going to take bold choices to get us out of this situation. There's no reason for us to be cute and conservative at this point.
Man, if we have that many murders, we should at least have at least one serial killer, and we don't.
Knock it
No,
off.
we have.
Knock it off.
Yeah, don't
We-
get
we
that
do?
guy.
I'll
going.
explain to you later.
Oh, cool. Yay.
Maybe not currently, but here in recent years we have, most
A
certainly.
great time to remind everybody that St. Louis Counseling Services works with us. If you're having thoughts of any sort, or maybe the holidays were taxing on you, be sure to reach out. stlouiscounseling.org is where you can find all the information. You can also find their podcast, Mental Health Matters. They're coming in today to record a new episode, so shout out to them.
I
I like how you told me to knock it off like you were my dad. And I was in Sears when I was 7.
I
Put that down.
I feel bad now because of what happened. Like on New Year's, like as the clock turned, there was it a triple homicide on Jefferson?
Triple homicide. on
Like right
Jefferson?
after, like not far out, long
On
after
Jefferson?
midnight on
We're
Jefferson.
talking like maybe less than 4 or
it
5
happen at a
hours after
party?
2020.
They aimed the wrong way.
Did they?
Yeah, you're supposed to shoot up, not.
That's what it is. Do
Murder
we have,
jokes with Tommy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm
Gardner,
good at
how's
it.
the video
I-
stream?
It's back.
It's back. Okay.
Yeah.
We're
Oh,
back.
we lost it. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did go down for a moment.
Had a few people asking.
But I had joked before. I'm like, and this ties into the joke you made, Tommy. Was I'm like, if I was ever going to commit a murder and shoot someone, it would be at midnight on New Year's Eve into New
Batman
Year's
villain.
Day, because what are they going to do? How are they going to know where it's coming from? How's anybody going to know?
Because it turns into what
Because
sounds
people
like
are
a war
shooting
zone.
guns out
Right.
all the time. Like I had joked about that before, and I'm like, well, now I wish I wouldn't have, because look what happens that day. But did you have the gunshots for you and your? Or were
We,
you,
I-
we
I
had it
did-
were you in
Granite.
Farmington?
I was not, but I just stayed. I was in South City, but it was like super quiet neighborhood where you wouldn't. But
Oh, okay.
usually Tower Grove is horrific at New Year's. Like it's to a point where like My dogs don't get bothered by a ton, but whenever they're like when it's that and the house is shaking and stuff and it sounds like that, like it's pretty like it's like out of a movie. Really.
I was I did not plan to be up at midnight,
Of
but
course you didn't.
I was.
Uh-huh.
Part of it was because I needed to use the restroom.
Okay.
I made myself a steak and some twice baked potato
Oh, we get it.
and Miss Holland's slice of chocolate cake.
Okay.
That
His
was my.
was much sadder than mine. Is
Yeah,
what
yeah,
we're
yeah.
learning.
was at, at my local watering hole for a little bit, then went home and cooked. But I was up and I was outside smoking as it was getting close to midnight, and I started hearing the gunfire get going, and I'm like, maybe I should go in, just because I'm like, maybe someone's not shooting. There's just a little, I'm like, because this is like, it's pretty constant.
They angle it like.
And it
15
went
degrees.
on for an hour after
Oh,
midnight.
that's the thing where you're just like still.
They had it in Granite.
Still?
I
Pretty
can
bad. My
see
dad
that.
texted me. Madison, Illinois.
Now,
And then
In the country
Granite
that
City.
happens too, and it's weird because you can pinpoint where it's happening. It's like 2 miles that way, and then
a
there's
friend,
that. There's that.
I ran into a member of my dream team, my legal dream team yesterday, and I was talking to him, and a friend of his and his wife were at a party in the Central West End off McPherson, and he showed me the picture. They're going to their car. As they're going to get into their car, a stray bullet bust out the back windshield of their car
So
as
just-
they're reaching for the door handles. So that's what happened. And he showed me the picture of what happened. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ.
So what you guys are telling me is that St. Louis becomes the purge on New Year's?
It's for at least an hour or two.
Yeah. Yeah. Essentially.
I mean, that's a couple feet right there.
essentially.
That's a couple feet from a stray bullet. That's so
Yeah.
fucking stupid.
But yeah,
It's
yeah,
scary.
it's very. Yeah, I'm with you, Tommy. It's very scary.
That's
and
what
it's-
I woke back. I didn't finish my cigarette because I was like,
Mm.
oh, this.
What a pointless way
We
to
just
die.
had huge fireworks.
Yeah, I
in
know.
my
That's the
neighborhood.
thing. Is like,
Huge what?
Fireworks. Somebody in my neighborhood bought like real like 4th of July
Oof.
big fireworks.
That sounds
and
fun.
they lit them off, and I just watched them from my house because it was easy to do.
mm-hmm.
They were pretty nice too. They were red and blue and green.
Do you think if the city was okay? Like I know how they've done a bit of a crackdown, even on fireworks sales in the state of Missouri and city of St. Louis. But if you basically if you made a trade-off where I will let the December 31st be the only freaking day in the year where you can go out and spend as much money as you want on fireworks.
No, then make it July 4th.
I would rather have July 4th than what we get every New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
It's senseless murder off someone shooting a gun when they shouldn't have one. And I don't know. I know it's.
Oh, I
I know
see your
it's like
point.
you
Yeah,
see. I'm
I
like I'm
agree with
just
that
like
more
I
than-
would maybe if it's more
Okay.
appealing to buy fireworks as opposed to shoot off your gun, maybe we can
But I don't think
reduce.
it
Yeah, I
is.
don't think it will.
I think it's more
You're
appealing to
probably
shoot
right.
off a gun.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
bit of a power move in
Yeah,
there.
it is a bit of a power move.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean,
You'll
ears.
shoot
It's like,
your eye out.
That's guns just icky.
yeah, it's not
Well,
pleasant.
they don't like that. It doesn't bother me that people want to do it. It's just like, why in a city where you could kill somebody? Like, if you want to go do that, there's plenty of places you can do it and nobody
Isn't that
gets
part
hurt.
of the fun though?
That you
just-
might
Like,
kill
I know
someone.
that sounds. I know that
Oh,
sounds
to someone who
screwed
thinks
up.
it's smart. Yeah, for
To-
sure.
For somebody who thinks it's fun to play with a gun at midnight, isn't part
In
of
an
it.
urban area.
You never know where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Isn't that like that's got to be
Probably.
Part of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good way to look at it. Yeah, certainly. I just think it's just so dangerous and stupid and unnecessary.
Well,
and-
then I lay down, and I'm like, oh, my bed's right by the window. I'm at the front of a building here too, and I'm just sitting there thinking, God, I'll take. What if this is how I go?
it's a
And I'm like,
fire.
and I would go,
pointless way
I
to go.
almost said, if it is, I hope people at least laugh at my funeral.
It's firearms,
I would laugh at
man.
your
It's
funeral.
firearms.
I would laugh at your body.
It's.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be the first.
Yeah.
I can't get over the. I don't. Yeah. I see the appeal in owning weapons. I understand why the practical reasons also for owning a gun as well. At the end of the day, it's still a very violent
It's just,
Yeah.
is it like,
tool.
are
and
you shooting it
people
at
to
a
be
target?
Casual,
Or
right?
what are you doing?
Right, and it's always like,
why are
we
shooting it randomly at things?
if we're doing self-defense, if we're doing sport, We obviously know shooting it off during a celebration doesn't fall in either of those categories.
Yeah.
So let's not do that. And if you own a gun, I want you to be as responsible as humanly possible. Don't like you can own it, yes, own it, but can you please not leave it
Shoot
on
it
the
straight-
table
or shoot it straight up in the
straight up
air.
in the air, or just have it laying around, or let's at least be
Guns are fucking
reasonable
cool, but
about this.
Be nice about it.
yeah, let's be yes. That's it. Let's be reasonable about these things.
We did. I guess we went offline for a second, so it's a new stream. So I don't know. However, people are listening, but
Guns. We talked about guns.
Tommy does a recap.
What else
Yeah.
did we talk about? We talked
Oh.
about pot.
well, we got a whole nother hour to go. So
Pot
that's
and guns.
exciting.
They go together well.
Pot and guns.
Um,
Tom Brown
guns
said
in a
somebody got
pot.
shot in the leg a couple blocks from his house.
wow.
Because of the Tower Grove East gunfire. So
It's so
pointless.
it's just call it what it is. Stupid. It's fucking stupid. And people get hurt and killed every year, and it's just dumb. Like, guys, we have enough shit to deal with as it is. Like, from climate change to disease. Like, we got some big issues. Let's not get taken out over the really stupid ones. I'm almost like Gardner at this point. Like, I'm trying to envision aliens landing in 100 years and just trying to
okay.
archive everything, and just they're looking around and they see old footage, and you're like, did you know that they killed about 2% of their population between these 2 days to start the year out of celebration? Like, it just sounds stupid. Like, oh, it's a given that we're going to lose
So you don't need
3,000 lives
I-
because we are celebrating the new year. Celebrating the new year means 3,000 people will no longer be with us. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, exactly.
no.
There you
Kind of
go.
hard to be excited
Oh,
about
no.
that.
No.
I'm excited. We'll take a quick break. It's We Are Live. Tommy Mosslander's here. We've got comedy tonight. Gastro Pit,
There
8:30.
you go. Yeah, comedy at
Sophie's at
celebration.
6
Yeah.
o'clock. Champ. Larry Green. He's going to headline Sophie's
Champ. I like
tonight.
that.
He beat out the likes of Tommy Moslander. in
Damn,
volleyball.
Tommy, your
Hey,
enemy will be.
But that means
Hey,
that means
Larry
you made it.
deserved it more than.
Oh, because he's articulate? I got his ass, guys. Don't worry. Tommy, you're racist
Hey,
as hell.
so-
Sophie's
you should
6
go
o'clock
to-
tonight. We'll see you
You
there.
should go to more open mics, Travis.
Oh, thank you, Tommy.
Yeah.
Good times.
Then
Quick
you can
break.
talk
We'll be
about
right back. Welcome back to the show. Happy 2020. It's Chris Stedman alongside Tommy Mosslander, Chris Gardner, and Travis Terrell.
Tell him what you just told us, Gardner.
What? Well, there's a couple things here. No,
The-
what were
the
we
man
talking
thing.
about?
So you guys are excited about a new movie, a sequel coming out?
No.
Yes, I am very excited about the Quiet Place 2. We talked about it a little bit last week on the movies to look forward to in 2020. The trailer, the official trailer, was released yesterday, and it is freaking fantastic.
It looks great.
I'm also a huge Emily Blunt fan. What a fantastic actress. Excuse me, I can't speak. But no, she's in it, and Cillian Murphy looks like he's in it, and Desmond Hansu,
See, I'm not sure who he is.
the black guy.
Okay. I didn't know if
He's
he's
in it.
other
Oh,
stuff.
him.
Yeah, that guy.
I didn't know if he's in other
Oh,
stuff.
the black guy.
Yeah.
I don't know the name, is what I'm saying.
No, yeah, that's the name of the actor.
Okay.
Who was in the trailer? It looks very intense. It looks like it goes. I don't know. It kind of got a Walking Dead feel to it.
Here's what So I like
John
horror movies.
Krasinski's directing again, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
he is. Well, and in the preview, has it been out long enough that we
Yeah,
can talk
just
about
say
the
spoiler
ending?
Oh,
alert.
this yeah,
Spoiler alert:
yeah.
John Krasinski's character gets eaten in the end of the first one, and in the preview, they talk about John Krasinski, and they kind of lead you to believe that he might be in it for at least a
do
minute.
flash-
Well,
Flashbacks,
yeah,
right?
it looks like the trailer
it's
that they showed
flashbacks.
is looks like the flashback of the day the incident happened. So it sounds like we're gonna get more
And that's what
of
I
a
like.
background on what these creatures
Ooh,
are,
what
how
if
this
he's-
world exists.
What if he's like a ghost, like Patrick Swayze in the
I don't think
movie
it'll be
Ghost?
that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It kind of reminded me of do you remember I Am Legend?
Mm-hmm.
How they would do
Yes.
the flashbacks between
Yes, in between
him
the-
and
yeah.
and when it first
Yeah.
happened. But what I liked about this new trailer is like the first movie was very much about the family.
Right.
It just happened to take place in this world where there were sound hunting monsters.
Right.
Whereas this new one, it looks like it's about the monsters and it's about how you interact with other people in this world where there are things hunting you down if you make noise.
I think that's kind of what has me excited. It's just it looks now we're going to explore the world. We
Yeah.
now know the family, and they did a very good job of setting up throughout the first film where you get to know the family, love the family, care about them, because they go through a serious ordeal. She's pregnant at the time in the first movie, so she has to the catches to have to have the baby in a setting where you have to be quiet. So now. You really are invested in the family. So to explore now the rest of the world, it seems like that's going to be very exciting.
Well, and their house was destroyed, so they have to leave. So they're taking a baby out into the world where, if you're familiar with the first movie, they already lost a kid
right,
to those monsters
right.
because it was too loud.
So they did a great job setting the stakes, and now for the sequel, you throw in some new characters, you expand the universe. I'm kind of excited for this bad
That
boy.
sounds exhausting.
why
It
is
was
that
a simple.
exhausting?
The first one
To
was
live that
simple and
way.
it was good. Oh yeah.
To live that way, no, and that's
I
the
would
thing.
give
don't know
up.
if I
I
want
would give
to.
up quickly.
I think
No one would expect any less.
Yeah.
you,
now,
Chris.
now, when I give up quickly, though, I would like to do it in a way that it would help others.
Oh, for
so,
sure.
So, like to sacrifice yourself for, like
There is-
knowing that, hey, I'm just gonna give up. How can I help you? Because I'm not long for this type of world. I can't live this way. We know that. So let me help you on my way out of here. That's what I would hopefully try to do.
And I hope they stick to the premise as they did in the first one, where there wasn't a ton of dialogue. There wasn't.
I think
like,
there's going to be more dialogue in this. one.
I hope they cut back. I expect there to be more dialogue, but I hope they
With
still keep,
flashbacks.
because the minimalistic approach is what I liked about A Quiet Place. It was simple, even though it's kind of convoluted, but the premise works, and so I hope they keep the bread and butter going.
I'll get the trailer for
It's-
tomorrow's show.
Okay,
Take a
cool.
look.
There's this part where there's this bus coming at them, and did you see this?
Yes.
And like, as it's coming at them, you see like one of the arms come out of the bus.
Yeah.
And like for me, that's really neat because I like that kind of stuff in horror.
Was it like a public bus?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was like
Gardner,
it
I
was.
know. Sorry, Gardner.
I really like
no.
subtle little scary things. Gardner, what kind of apocalyptic situation
Do you
would
prefer?
would you try to live in?
Oh, that's a good
Because
one.
if you don't want to live in the quiet place world, what
Mm-hmm.
one would you live in?
That's a good question.
Because I have an answer for mine.
I think like a Fallout type situation I would try to live in. Now, whether it be nuclear or let's say a super volcano explodes and really impacts the environment in a way like which we can barely comprehend, which it would. I would give it a go then. It'd be tough because you're going to be scrounging for food at some point. Like you're going to have to adjust. Like me adjusting my eating habits would be something.
You are such a good little boy.
I-
He's a hungry boy.
You have to be honest about who you are to be able to
I-
adapt.
It's a good
He's
question
right,
about,
though.
but this is a good question to ask about what apocalyptic world you would be okay living in. So that
Because
makes sense.
like earthquake, we've discussed that stuff before. Like that's not necessarily apocalyptic. That's more short term.
right.
When I think apocalyptic, I'm thinking more of a dystopian, continuous type of living, which a situation like those two could possibly bring about. I would give that a go then, but to have to live without talking or communicate, like at some point it would just be like,
I give up.
I'm fucking tired of this. Come get me. Let's move on.
Which is actually something that.
Let's see
happens
if
in
I
this
just
movie.
fade to black. Let's hope. Let's hope there's no hell. Maybe purgatory. Fingers
Well,
crossed.
isn't that kind of a purgatory already then?
I would consider what we are.
Okay.
All right. What about you? What about you, Travis?
Man, the movies that frighten me, like an I Am Legend situation, would be tough. I
That
don't
is-
want that.
That is.
That's terrifying. World War Z situation
Basically
is very
vampires.
terrifying.
What's I Am Legend?
I Am Legend?
So,
Will
I Am
Smith.
Legend is.
The problem is
Just-
when I think of I Am Legend, I think I'm thinking of Hancock.
No.
I get it.
Same
I get the. I
here.
get the.
I
get
don't know how you would confuse
All
the two
black
movies.
lead
Will
movies
Smith.
look
Like
the
just
same.
the-
Will Smith.
Yeah, I
That's
get that. That's
racist
the
as
only, the
hell!
only common thread
It's in
is
the-
the actor.
So basically, what
hilarious.
happens in, if I remember correctly, is there is a virus that infects the world, and it basically turns people into living vampires. And so, like, they don't go out.
Vampires or vampires?
Vampires.
Okay.
They don't go out in the sunlight. At night, they're all out, and it's, they'll, eat you.
So you just got to go out during the day?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
the only way you can.
it's scary. I read the book, and if you get a chance to read the book,
Oh yeah.
it's different because the vampires in the book have all of the memories from when they were alive, and so they'll stand outside this guy's house. Like his neighbors will stand outside his house and call him and talk about his like wife and stuff. It's real messed up and
Jesus.
psychological.
Oh wow, that's heavy.
I'd
Yeah.
probably give
No,
up on
I don't
that
think that's a
situation, too.
situation I would want to live in. I
No,
think
it's
I think
terrifying.
of Planet of the Apes, maybe that type of apocalyptic world to live into. I'm okay with the apes having their run. Just, I mean, I don't want to be slaves, but I mean, it looks like, to Gardner's point, it looks like they eat well.
No, because I can't.
No.
It
but-
looks organized.
That's like what the Bears would do.
And there's at least some shelter over my head, so it doesn't look terrible.
Yeah,
So if
but
you're gonna
the
take,
bad guy. If you're talking, which Planet of the
Yeah.
Apes versions are you talking
I like
about?
the more recent one.
Yeah, then you're the bad guy.
Yeah. But I wouldn't bother them. I'll be like, hey, man, y'all just stay on that side of the mountain. I'll stay on my side of the mountain. We all good.
That was such a good movie.
Yeah, the idea of being on the run, like in The Walking Dead, that type of having to fight for your life every day, like that just seems
I like the idea of being on the run.
horrendous.
That sounds fun to me. It's like moving from place to place.
No, that sounds terrible to me.
Really?
That sounds absolutely terrible. That's too unstable.
See, I like to credit myself for even fighting through the dystopian of capitalism.
There you go.
Okay.
Chris, what would be your world?
Wow. Man, Walking Dead would smell so bad.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's not talked about enough.
Yeah, it really is, and Chris is
that's
right.
like-
Apparently smells awful.
I mean,
Atlanta, dead bodies in the
mouse-
But wouldn't you
summer.
get
a
used to
mouse
it?
can make an entire. Yeah, you would, I guess. But a mouse can make an entire house unlivable if it's dead in the wrong place.
that
Can
is
you imagine
true. That's
piles
true.
of human bodies?
But like, here's the other thing. In the show, they're always like, "Oh, surprise! There's a horde of zombies."
You'd smell them.
Yeah, you'd smell them from like a mile away.
But do zombies smell like normal bodies then?
They're decaying bodies.
Mm,
They're bodies that
yes.
are decaying.
Yes,
that should
they-
be
Yeah, they would
decomposing.
smell, yeah.
They
would smell
decay
terribly.
at a slower rate.
Yeah, that's not a good. That needs to be
Yeah.
taught. You're right, Chris. That
Yeah,
needs to
Chris
be
is
talked
right,
about
yeah.
more.
I
in the
don't know.
fantasy show on AMC.
Because
I
if
think-
you're going against like your immediate response probably is, and it would just be natural, like the Pope slapping away a lady's hand is just ugh, Like it, and you have to overcome that at first.
You
Like you
certainly
would think people would be fighting with masks on.
See, the only thing about
Yeah.
the Fallout situation for your example is that I don't like being inside that long. I gotta go
Yeah.
outside. I gotta explore. I gotta at least get some fresh air from time to time. So at least in
See,
the world
but-
of Caesar, I would be able to get some outdoors time.
Yeah,
There's
but you
a-
would probably find a way to adapt to make yourself find a way to go outside, whether it be clothing or like
Yeah,
we
that's
talked about
true.
masks. Like you would, that's what humans do. We've always adapted. That's what any creature does is adapt. If it's going to survive, you have to be able to adapt.
Great point.
For me, I think an EMP would be
More suitable.
I think it'd be more suitable, yeah, because like
Man, that technology gone
heat.
would be so convenient.
yeah,
Ugh.
but like the heat might not have an air conditioning. and
Yeah, that
stuff.
would suck.
What's
There's
EMP?
going to be a breakdown.
Electromagnetic
pulse.
Oh, okay.
Basically,
All the electronics shut down.
everything on Earth just shuts off.
So we consider
wouldn't
that
have a job.
dystopian now.
So yeah, it'd be yeah. We
Mad
have the horses
Max-
would be
Could,
back again.
could that be cathartic in a way?
To a
Yes.
degree, I think it would be.
Yeah, I mean, probably.
Now the thing is, you need to do something for fun, and then that's when you turn into
Well, live
murdering,
theater would come
roving
back.
gangs. Nah, I don't know if theater would come back. I just feel like gangs
Well,
would be just
any
a big
yeah,
hotbed.
dystopian-
That's more what it is.
People
yeah.
are going to freak out and go against what their morals and ethics that they've learned.
Absolutely.
Some groups will happen like that.
Right.
Mad Max is a lot of fun, I think.
I don't
Driving
know.
around in cool cars. Oh, man, I gotta take that back.
I don't know about the.
Now I'm thinking about like
pretty-
the first movie instead of the Road Warrior.
What about
Pretty
children?
That's rough.
What about Children of Men apocalyptic situation
I've
where?
never seen that one. What is that?
Beautiful film. I think it was Alfonso Cuarón, and he Clive Owen's in it, and it's about the last. There are no more pregnancies. Like women can no longer get pregnant, and the youngest person in the world was just killed. So like the last of the children that were born of this generation, he ends up dying in a like a building bombing. And so the world is incredibly depressing. Women can't get pregnant until this woman is pregnant. She's the only woman on earth that can get pregnant. It's up to Clive Owen to protect this woman and get her to this
and they don't
fertility
want her
plan.
pregnant.
They want her pregnant because she's showing that we can actually populate society again. Like we
Okay.
can actually.
Can't you do that through science anyway, though?
Well, that's the thing. They need to find that woman. This woman.
But why do you need the woman? I mean, can't you
Because they
make
need to know how was she able to get
What
pregnant,
is
and what
different
about
in
this
make a
her?
baby in a lab?
What is different in her?
could-
that
not
is
in
different?
this- not in
no,
this
because
particular
if
universe.
women can't get pregnant, that means they don't have eggs, and if women don't have eggs, you cannot.
Did all the eggs that were stored in different facilities go away too?
It's possible. Very, very possible.
We don't know what year
Stars.
this is in, Gardner. It could
That's
be
fair. I'm
years
just
in the
trying to
future.
figure this
Personally,
out.
I'm ju-
I would live in the too early canceled Last Man on Earth world. Yeah,
That's a funny world.
that's a hilarious
a
world,
very
and you
fun
don't know
world.
why
I never
everybody's
watched it.
gone.
That's good.
It was really good. Yeah, Chris Elliott made an appearance in the final season.
How about the leftovers, where 3% of the population just suddenly disappeared without knowing where they went?
Or even the snap.
Or the snap. Which
Where
one of those
did-
would you
did-
prefer?
In the leftovers, did you? I don't know. I'd have questions.
See, now the leftovers is what I thought that was brilliant because
Leftovers is
that
Did you find out where
That's-
they went?
I'm not going to spoil it because I haven't finished season 3.
Can
is
you
that- is
just
that
say
series
yes or
over?
no?
It's over now. I just went 3 seasons. I haven't finished season 3, so I have to admit I'm only.
No, he can't. He
Okay.
can't.
But that's a brilliant. I mean, as far
What's
as
with people writing this kind of stuff
Yeah,
like that
come
now?
on, man.
Like
Science is
people
fun.
just disappear and they show back up. I don't like David Copperfield's running things here. What's going on?
it's because it's real life ghosting. Like now it's carried over into writing and into pop culture that people who I mean it's about taking folks for granted, but the idea is that something that you have here today can easily be gone tomorrow.
And then what's with
but then what
not
happens if those people
explaining-
return back to
right?
your life?
But then with what's not explaining where they were?
That's the fun part.
That's not fun. I want to know what the fuck you were up to.
Okay.
You're just not there. You're just gone.
How am I supposed to trust you? You just show back
Well,
up.
Carter has FOMO.
Well,
he has FOMO. That's the real reason. He's like, well, where'd you go? I kind of wanted to go too.
Yeah, would you just leave
Well-
me behind and then all of a sudden you show back up and I'm supposed to just accept
that's what it's
all
really
that I was
about.
somewhere?
That's
no,
what it's really about.
I'm not going to trust you if you're saying you were somewhere. Explain it to me.
In Endgame, they just say it was like I passed out and then I woke up, and now I'm supposed to be battling. Isn't that's
Essentially.
basically what they said is
That's still
they
a
just pass out
curious
stuff.
Which would you be okay living in a world where 50% of the population was gone in an
No.
instant?
No.
Would that freak you out?
Yes.
Just move on. I mean, 50% of this room's
I
gone.
mean, that's how the Pilgrims were.
But I
I mean,
think
they lost what 80% of the population in the first several years.
but you have to ask
But you
yourself.
know where they went.
But your thing is,
And
oh,
That's true.
That's the thing. That's
Except
Yeah.
for Roanoke.
Okay.
see that is. See, I think if you woke up, now that see,
That
you gotta keep. I knew he was gonna go there. I knew he was heading there. That's why you gotta keep the train moving. Don't stop at that stop. That's the crazes. Don't
was
stop at
aliens.
the Central West
Oh,
End
what's up,
stop.
y'all? Just
This is
wondered,
the
hey,
express.
people are gone. We don't know where they went. Yeah, okay.
it was aliens.
Tell
but
me about
continue.
See,
mine.
Chris will like it because it's just
Ancient
less traffic.
astronaut theorists say yes.
Chris just like 'cause there'll be just less people on the road. That's the only big concern he
Sure.
has. He's like, I don't care where they went as long as I can get to Home Depot faster than everybody else.
Have you seen the new Watchmen series?
I have.
So I would be terrified to live in that world, personally.
Where
in
a
the-
superhuman exists.
No.
Or
in the, so in the first episode, it is established that a squid drops on the world, and
A giant squid.
A giant squid
squid.
comes
Like
from outer
actually?
space.
like
yeah.
actually comes from
Oh.
outer space and lands on New York and lands in Russia, and it sends an EMP.
At the same time?
Yes.
Yeah.
It
a big
explains it in the
squid.
show, but it sends an EMP that kills like 80,000 people in New York, and
That's it?
and then.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't kill 80,000. It actually kills up 3 million people.
3 million, yeah.
Okay.
So, but then it rains squids after that.
In the
So it's like
Watchmen, it does that?
Sharknado?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like.
Have you
it's
never
like-
read the comics?
No.
You
I
should
don't.
read
But
'em.
but what to plot twist and spoiler alert? What you learn, of course, and this is in the comic book, but what you learn is that it was a created
it was a plan.
crisis. It was a hoax.
Have you seen the movie
What?
Watchmen?
No.
Okay.
It's a
Essentially, it was
false flag?
It was a yes,
Yes,
to
exactly.
bring about peace
They
in the
were-
world. To
That's
bring
what I've always
about-
said.
So the idea.
You want the
Trying to
world to
end war.
come together, have aliens just publicly show up.
Or just
Oh,
drop a
we
squid
did-
on
no
them.
one's
there was
gonna
a
give us-
documentary about that.
But
too.
that- but that's a-
We've been saying that for years.
That's essentially the theory, though, that's the point of.
Of course it would work.
But-
and it does.
I don't care if you're Muslim or whatever then. It's just like, oh yeah, we gotta protect ourselves.
But that
So the
to me-
smartest man in the world creates that phenomenon. He creates that idea as he's like, I got the means, I got the smarts to actually make people think that this thing came from outer space, thus uniting us as a human race and bringing peace on Earth.
Do they find out about it though?
But
being
you
a
don't
hoax?
know it's manufactured. Well, they find out like 40 years later.
See, that'd be
Right.
tough.
You
to
don't
do.
know
See,
it's
exactly.
manufactured.
You don't know. You
which
think it's
is
actually
why
real.
It's scary to me is because if you're thinking about it like a general perspective, I wouldn't know it's manufactured.
Right.
So that's terrifying.
Right.
That a giant squid can come from another
But then when you
dimension
find out you've
and
been
just
lied
land
to-
on the world and
And
kill
that's
people.
that's kind of part of the
Robert
the-
Redford
Because
is
then-
president for 20 years.
Yeah.
Because then your
President
thought
of
process is, wait, I've been lied to. This is all.
Yes.
But also,
Mm-hmm.
your thought process should also go to, but this shows me what we should be about. But why does it take this for me
The
or
show
others
handles
to be
that very well.
And,
Okay.
I think you'd like the
These
show.
are questions the great questions that you're asking are addressed in this
Like-
show.
Well, that's because I've
That
dealt in this
show
in my
and
own
then-
mind.
I don't like female women.
Uh-oh.
I don't like women of color
boy.
headlining shows that I watch. I
but-
just want to put that out there.
Travis, did that show not end just like perfectly?
I did.
It's
It's one
like-
of the things.
It's not coming back, apparently.
The show creator, who of course Damon Lindelof, who was one of the co-creators of Lost. He did The Leftovers, and he's done several films. I think he's done a couple of the. I want to say
Didn't he do some Game of Thrones?
he does some stuff, and he did a lot of work with J.J. Abrams. Him and
Yeah.
J.J. go way back. But he's expressed that he doesn't want to just do another season just to be doing it. If the story speaks for
The
itself, it
story
speaks
is
for
done.
itself.
You know what?
It's basically I'm okay with it not being
Even-
another season.
They could do it like an anthology, but this story is.
I
done.
can appreciate that kind of trend in
Yes.
some of the media.
I agree.
these
I love
days.
it.
I agree. I love it too. I'm with you.
Just that, at some points in the past, and we get it because you were going to make money
Right.
as actors, producers, whatever. Networks were going to make money if you just continue a show.
Right.
It makes people work harder.
But now that you see, hey, creatively, let's not just mail it in or let's not force the issue.
Right.
Let's
can
end
tell
this
better
nice.
story.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. I mean, because that's taking a risk on your own too.
I think we see it. We see it. Even Chris points it out sometimes. You see it. I think in a series like The Walking Dead, it's a phenomenal series that I think
It
for the
needed to
first.
end.
But I
needs to
think
end.
people would say it probably needed to end around season 7, 8.
They could if they would have
or some would say
5.
before.
Well,
yeah,
no,
sure. Some
if
could
they
say
would
that.
have said we're ending it, then they could have made it way better, and they could have.
Yes.
They're now looking back on that. Man, this is going deep in this, but looking back on Walking Dead, I accepted so many bridge episodes because
Yeah,
I'm
you
like, well,
did.
yeah, but they're
gonna get to
they're
this.
gonna
This
get
is
to this.
leading
No,
and
they're
you
not.
realize you're
They
not.
should
Yeah.
have, what they should have done was they should have ended it at 5 like Breaking Bad, because Breaking Bad kind of started that trend.
And then maybe
And
do a
then-
spin-off movie here and there.
So yeah,
yeah,
they
I like
should
that.
have
That would have been a better
done the
idea.
expanded universe
Yeah.
like they're doing it now, instead of bringing this out to 12 seasons.
But to Gardner's
I don't
point,
think
and
it's
he
ever
pointed
made.
out, and I
It's a
think
soap
it's
opera.
It's like what British shows do.
But it's Gardner even made the point. Like it's like look, you at the end of the day, AMC realizes this is a cash cow, and it's basically it generates 75% of the revenue for our network. So why go out there and we already have limited dollars? Why am I going to go out there and now try to bring about another original IP when I can just stretch this current IP we've already invested in as far as I can go? So I understand it from my financial standpoint, but I also love it when creatives say, well, that's just the bricks. And I think that's why HBO's been successful. They've been okay with having people come in, do a short series, do it very well, and move
That's
on.
what Barry is. Barry's 4 seasons.
Yes. Oh, see, that's it. I'm fine. I'm fine with shows wrapping.
saying
4
it's ending?
seasons. It's ending after 4.
And that's what we saw with The Good Place. Good Place, we saw Michael Schur said, this is it. We're not going to stretch it. We're going to do 4 seasons. We're going to wrap these stories up. So I'm with you. I think those it does better service to the characters and the narrative. But at the same time, I guess if you're an exec,
to your point,
I want to keep my job.
To your point, they didn't stretch the IP as far as it can go because they have 3 new spin-off series. And you can take characters from the first IP and put them in successfully into other sections of that universe. So they didn't have to keep that show going.
Yeah.
They don't have to keep that show going. They're doing it for themselves. But now they got the movies that are going to be in theaters, which will be cool and stuff like that.
Yeah, my fear is I love their IPs, obviously. I love Marvel. I hope they don't get into that habit. I know they're doing a lot of shows currently on Disney Plus where they're going to eventually build them up on Disney Plus and then shoot them into the theaters.
I don't
And
like
so
that at all.
that's what I'm nervous about that because I think you can again oversaturate your product by doing that. But I don't know. I think where's the happy medium though? Because we want more. We do want more story. Breaking Bad's a perfect example. We're
just got that
fine
new
with it
movie.
wrapping up, but we do want more story.
We liked El Camino.
We did.
Yeah, I think that's the play.
That's the play.
Isn't it?
Okay. Yeah.
Like even shows I like, and they didn't. This is when I brought this show up before. It's one of my personal favorites. Is Psych. Is they've been able
That went on
to,
too long.
huh?
Didn't that go on too long?
It probably
It
went
went
on
for
a
9 seasons.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
they got
thought
double
it.
digits at one point.
Yeah, but the thing with that one is the way it was set up. I think the formula there with how it was set up, you could still tell different stories throughout because you were
Yeah,
always going to have a case.
Yeah.
So when you have shows like that, you can always
It does get repetitive. Like Criminal Minds fell into that trap.
It can, yeah. So I would say it probably went a season too long, but they've done a movie after that,
went
and
way
they're
too
going to
long.
do another
Yeah,
movie
they went a
after
couple
that.
seasons.
So you still get to have some residuals from the show itself.
I do also like the anthology approach. I like what they do with American Horror Story. I like what they did with True
Even
Detective.
That went downhill.
It did, but I do at least it gives you an opportunity to reset. I'm okay with resets. I like when stories finish and end. I'm okay with it taking 8 episodes for that to happen. And with the anthology, I think that's why True Detective was so appealing. Is that you get to bring in you can still have those same themes with different actors, different settings, different types of characters. So I think that in itself that's fun.
I'm going to make a very bold point and say that I did think that the first 2 seasons of American Horror Stories were the best, but I think all of their awards should be taken away because they won those awards on the basis that they were a short series anthology. And then they tied them all together, and that...
Oh, they get tied together? All of them?
You didn't know that?
I didn't know they get tied together
So
at some
they,
point.
They tie all of them together in
Oh,
season
that's
4.
crazy.
So season 1 and 2 are not part of an anthology. It's not an anthology anymore. So all of the awards they won, they lied. They essentially lied.
Go tell them to your face, Tommy. Tell them
I would tell that to him face because it took away awards from shows that could have actually deserved it. Whereas if Ryan Murphy had just been upfront about it before, he still would have won the awards because the show was good. It was the best thing on TV at the time.
What's the plan for Stranger Things?
4
Like-
seasons.
They gotta
It's
wrap
4
it.
seasons.
They
No,
got
no,
this. Has
but-
to be the
They
last
haven't
one.
said.
They haven't said, but
No, they've said it's 4 seasons.
they're gonna. So this has to be. I mean, unless you want to do again
But-
an
I was
anthology.
gonna say, it's gonna get real. It's gonna get real difficult.
No, that's what. But here's
But
my
11's like
here's my thing is
looking like Emma Stone.
can you get rid of a group with it? Let's say through 4 seasons, recast, and change the time period.
Man, you're messing with it if you do. Here's my thing. I think the reason why.
Because I'm waiting. Everyone's doing 80s shit. I want 90s.
Here's the thing. I think that wouldn't be necessarily a terrible idea, but I think the biggest sell for Stranger Things, and Chris, you're as big of a fan of that show as I am. I think it's the kids themselves. I think the kid actors, these characters they've created. I think that's the sell. Like, I don't want necessarily to see other characters because I have enjoyed their story. These actors themselves, they've created these personalities that you're immediately drawn to. So I don't know if I want to see a new set. I don't know if that's part of the appeal of the show. The appeal of the show are these performances. The appeal of the show is the nostalgia. I don't know.
Well,
if
that's
that'll
what-
be
90s
But
is
I don't
nostalgia?
I
Yeah.
don't get the nostalgia. So for me, it's
You
just
don't
a
care
good-
for it.
No, I don't get it.
'Cause
I
he's
don't
not-
Get,
he
I don't
wasn't-
get the
he didn't
nostalgia.
live through it.
because you,
So
yeah,
like
you didn't.
when that new season was on, I was like, "What's New Coke?" Like that was one thing I kept asking my dad. So like for me, the nostalgia
makes
isn't there.
sense.
So the show is just good because if people my age can really enjoy the show,
Okay.
like a lot of my friends do, then it's not just the nostalgia.
Okay.
It's the actors, it's the story.
So a lot of blogs are claiming that. It looks like this is just from what I see.
That's what
from
David
Time.
Harbour said.
From Time in October, it said it doesn't appear that season 4 will be the final season because it's making so much money, but nothing confirmed.
I could have sworn I heard.
But
something
Gardner
like
makes a good point,
it's
and we.
ending.
You may have seen-
But
you
Gardner
may
makes
have
a good point, and it's a thing that I think these streaming services, specifically Netflix, is going to run up against. Is that they're going to have to continue to produce this type of content that catches the zeitgeist, that goes into pop culture. So they're going to have to spend a ton of money on this because they need these stories to keep going to
Yes.
generate revenue. So we could look at a situation where Stranger Things does get splintered off because Netflix needs it to retain subscribers and get new subscribers. So I can see that being
Why
a
don't you just hire
possibility.
them to write a different show?
They do. They have the Duffer Brothers. Netflix has the Duffer Brothers under contract for like 5 to 6 new projects worth, I think, 9 figures. So they're going to produce new content but I think it's very difficult, again, when you get an IP like Stranger Things that is a phenomenon, it's hard to reproduce that again.
I'm curious to know what Star Wars is going to do. Have you seen Mandalorian yet?
I have. It's a phenomenal show.
It is really good. I think it could have ended. I think it could have already ended.
But I think
But
Star Wars people are different. I think there are certain things you still want to keep going. You want more Superman. You want more Iron Man. You want more Spider-Man.
Yeah,
You're going to
but-
always want that because every generation has a relationship with certain characters. I think that's why Star Wars is what it is, because every generation has a relation to these characters.
But Star Wars is supposed to be done now. It's supposed to be all 9. So if Star Wars is done,
But
where do
you-
they go from there?
You know Star Wars ain't done, though.
But
I mean,
where
as
is-
far as that
where
chapter.
do they go from it though?
Ain't anywhere.
Because I guess so. It's supposed to be about the Skywalkers.
You can go anywhere, though. It's a big universe.
Okay.
There you have it. New Year's Eve. It's a big time for media personalities. I don't know if you guys watch anything. We have a clip of Gardner's favorite CNN
There's a
correspondent.
There's a couple things here.
Oh, boy.
It's back-to-back clips here. You're going to see something that it was on CNN. Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper hosting,
My fave, like the Scotty and Michael of New Year's Eve.
and you're going to see interaction first, and then you'll probably see right after that the clip that follows is the one that explains why some of that interaction was happening.
Okay.
So here you go.
She turned to Anderson and said, he's not going to ask me who has the biggest bleep of anyone I've ever been with, right?
No, it was. She turns to me out of the blue and goes, he's not going to ask me who has the biggest cock in Hollywood, is he?
Okay.
That's what she asked.
And just said it. Okay.
Whoa.
Hey,
Cheers.
if you're, don't be drinking and driving, but if you're
Cheers.
home, drink with us. Here.
Cheers, buddy. Set
you
your
later.
intentions.
Okay.
Oh. Goes down easy. All right. What is New Year's Eve without a legend joining us? Let's go live to Miss Patty.
Oh.
So Anderson Cooper doesn't drink a lot.
Seriously.
He's toasted there.
Here's the thing.
You know that because he said cock
I
on CNN.
want Anderson Cooper's confidence in 2020. Could that be my New Year's resolution? I want Anderson Cooper's confidence in 2020. Because Anderson Cooper is, I don't give a shit if this is on national television. I'm Anderson Cooper of CNN, and I'm going to say cock on national television.
And also take a
Jesus.
terrible shot.
He there's another clip of him. I guess they were taking
I
shots.
take shots better than he does.
Yeah.
That's true.
I guess they were taking shots at the top of each hour, and he took a Jaeger one.
Oh,
and
I
after he
can
took the
understand
Jaeger one, he was like, "Why do people drink this?"
It's a good question.
It's rough.
I guess Tom Brown was sick. He thought it was just his cold meds that made CNN's broadcast seem so insane. No,
They
very
they
real.
lean into it like CNN leans into it now on New Year's Eve. Like I've never
Didn't it
seen
used
it.
to
Like
be
they
illegal
used
to drink on TV?
It used to be
Oh,
illegal
yeah.
to do a lot of shit.
is illegal to
CNN's
do
currently
on
doing on TV for New Year's Eve, especially. Like they had they had this correspondent. I guess reporting from inside a club in Miami with his wife. Like, so I don't know. It was like, hey, let's do double duty. We got invited to this party in Miami.
My
Can
wife-
you also record? And like, she's holding the kid, but you can tell.
My wife's leaving with 3 gentlemen.
I
gotta go.
I sign it off. And like, yeah, it's CNN. And then Don Lemon.
Oh, Lemon gets
I-
creepy.
Don Lemon and it's a headline now I've seen for the last 3-4 years where it's like media outlets across the world just wait for whatever Don Lemon's going to do during his portion
I
of
don't
the
know.
CNN New Year's Eve broadcast.
I don't know if it's more wild on New Year's Eve there or election nights. On
That's a
CNN
good
now.
question because it's like it's like CNN is like every year they're like, well, we have the bullshit we have to deal with. We're just gonna let off steam. And they're like, you get it, but we don't expect you to do it on air.
What's really good, they're going to find out, and it's going to suck for them, is they're going to find out that their ratings are much better on New Year's Eve than it is on any news.
CNN's gonna go, and you know there's gonna be a TV executive go. How can we take that same New Year's Eve energy and now extrapolate that over 364
no.
days of broadcast?
God damn it.
Flex Sheep says
I'm
Andy
done.
Cohen called 50 Cent Shaq during the
Yes, they did.
Oh.
That's
Hi,
hilarious.
I'm Don Lemon, and this is my wife Tammy. Welcome to the swingers party.
But this is how you know. This is how you
He just
know.
puts on a leather mask.
Look, man, this is how you know the power and strength of the gay community in Hollywood, boys and girls. Andy Cohen, Don Lemon, Anderson Cooper. They get 4 to 5 hours of doing whatever they want. Nobody says a thing. No one's gonna get pissed. They don't get. They may get letters, but for the most part, it's almost generally understood in the media now
Don Lemon's
that
pissing under the bar.
yes, and it's like,
I'm
oh,
going to piss here.
like how does
Have you
Don
seen somebody
Lemon
get kicked out for that?
But I'm trying to
Oh,
figure out.
pissing at a bar? Yeah.
Don Lemon gets to interview Kamala Harris, a United States senator, and then New Year's Eve gets to do Don Lemon things on New Year's Eve. I don't know how you're able to do that.
Hey, I've
That's
seen
an amazing
Anderson
job.
Cooper interview hologram Will.i.am on
Oh, that's
election
true.
night. So
You know what? You're right. CNN said, if you sons of bitches were okay with hologram Will.i.am, then you're all right with our New Year's Eve celebration.
You know what this shows me is that there's no integrity in news.
Yes.
This is what did it?
I was say, but essentially,
No, 9/11's what did it, but it just
Oh, calm
continued.
down.
now Gardner's telling him to come.
If you're going to go into theories here, let's be.
I'm not going into theories. I'm just saying.
Gardner goes into aliens.
9/11
He wants
truther.
free reign.
Right.
Tommy has a 9/11.
Be reasonable.
conspiracy.
It's not, no,
Grow
it's-
up.
It's not a conspiracy. It's just news became less. It became more sensationalized after that.
That was
That's
before
what's-
that.
24
Richard
hours.
Jewell is
Well,
really what turned
Columbine
it.
started that.
Oh, before that even. This all started with
Look,
OJ.
Clint Eastwood over here.
Richard Jewell. That story started that in Atlanta.
All right, Tommy, what do you got
Do
for
you,
us?
do well. I want to hear. Do you guys have any resolutions, real quick?
Oh,
That's a no.
not specifically, no
Well, why
detailed
don't you
ones.
just? Well, you kind of gave.
I
them
was
earlier.
thinking
I gotta
about
go
coming up.
early.
I was thinking about taking it earnestly. Just it's kind of just a nice
I'm
time
gonna-
to reset.
Last year I said, in 2019, last year I said I was going to complete and submit a script. I completed and submitted a script, and I went on to Sesame. And so my goal this year is to, as you alluded to, do more live shows.
There you go.
Yes, okay.
I think yesterday was or 2 days ago. Whenever I posted a picture from 2010 when I was in California visiting, and it's a nice photo. And it basically just jump-started the resolution. And I don't want to sit here and be like, I'm going to get in shape. But, man,
yeah.
the amount of
That's
people,
one of the ones I want to do.
the amount of people that were like, holy shit, you look great. Really, it kind of was like, oh, that's
There you
nice.
go.
And then it's like, oh, I could just work a little harder and still look like that. We had Stacey Static. She just put, damn, Chris. Damn it, Stacey.
What about you,
So,
Gardner?
yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to try to hit myself in the groin less this year.
You're
Wow.
already off to a
That's
boy, I
smart.
got a
rousing
story.
start. How's that so far?
Because I had done it a number of times last year,
Jesus, Gardner.
accidentally, and I did it again on the break of the show
Good for you.
today when my phone in my pocket whipped around and hit myself in the groin.
Jesus Christ.
And I almost had to take a knee, as some noticed out in the lobby area.
You did.
I'm going to try not to do that as
Trying
much
not to
anymore.
hit yourself in the groin in 2020 is
Yeah.
a great resolution. Yeah. Do you? I don't mind. Like, it's fun to point it out the hypocritical nature of resolutions and how nobody keeps them or anything because we're all.
Why do
guilty
you
of it.
care if other people keep the resolution?
I don't believe I kept my resolution for 2 years
Comma.
now.
Comma. But I think it's a good thing that people have resolutions, and I think it's
Nah,
fine.
I don't
I think it's
Uh,
perfectly fine.
My resolution was to start stand-up comedy 2 years ago.
There you
Nice.
go.
That's when
we
you
are.
started 2 years
I
ago.
was talking to
Two
a,
years
that ought
ago,
to make
January
that ought to
10th.
make a lot of people
to
feel bad.
another member of the Dream
What?
Team yesterday
That ought to make a lot of people feel bad. People that do comedy that you're funnier than. It's
I'm
like-
after you.
who said his
I started January 10th.
his resolution was he wasn't going to drink on Mondays or Tuesdays anymore
Okay.
until St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
And then after that, all bets are off,
Okay.
with the exception of the national championship game for I was like,
How many
everything.
What a lawyer thing to do. What a fucking
Yeah.
lawyerly resolution
and then
that
it was like I want to play more golf.
Well,
I'm
after,
gonna play- I
after
was
the
like,
third
"You
day
son
of
a bitch."
February, I want to be
All
able
right.
to drink because that's
Yeah.
insane.
Okay,
Such a
so-
lawyer.
Oh.
Such a lawyer thing to do.
So I started arguing.
That's
I went in
hilarious.
on him and started
You
arguing with him.
should.
Then.
You should have. All right,
Oh.
Tommy. You
So
have
I got-
20 and
I
20.
I got 20 resolutions for 2020.
Hold on, I got to open for you. It's time for Tommy's 20 and 20.
Okay. So I told you guys earlier on New Year's Eve, I drank an entire 2-liter by myself.
Yeah.
I've been doing that for the last several weeks. I think I've gone through about 17 or 18 2-liters.
Have you ever had a kidney stone?
No, I'm really surprised at this point.
peeing crystals at
So
this point.
one of my first is, stop drinking Coke.
All
So
right.
that's good.
All right.
My second is to start snorting Coke.
Ah,
good.
Okay.
I want to read 22 books.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad.
I want to write every day.
Oh,
22 books in 2020?
Yes.
That's
'Cause for my
doable.
age.
Yeah. Huh?
For my age. Because I'm turning 22 this year.
That's, oh, damn.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
So, and then my fifth one is, write every day is, I want to do that. My fifth one is learn the difference between Robert Plant and David Coverdale.
That's fair because I don't
Yeah.
know it.
So, to my knowledge, Robert Plant is from Whitesnake. David Coverdale is from Aerosmith,
Okay. Okay.
right?
I didn't know that. See, look at you. Look, that's already you're already ahead of me on that resolution.
That's right, right?
Robert Plant's from White.
Well, you got a whole year to figure it out, Tommy.
You got 12 months. That's
Well,
true.
am I wrong? If I'm wrong, tell me.
Well, what?
I'll let you
No,
figure
we
it out.
need you to do this
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
This
I'm
is
not
your
gonna do your
resolution.
resolution.
This is your resolution.
Wait, is Robert Plant the one from Aerosmith?
Oh, we got to figure it out, man.
You'll take care
You'll
of it.
learn.
Who is Steven? What band is Steven Tyler?
Oh, see,
no, nobody.
You'll figure it all out, Tommy.
You'll get to it
Are you
one
guys
day.
not going to take the bait?
No, we're not going to at all.
You got a lot of time to figure it out.
Nope.
Number 6 is gain 40 pounds.
Gain 40
Robert
pounds.
Plant
Gain
and
40
White
pounds.
Snake's the funniest thing I've ever heard. That's amazing.
I don't know how I'm going to gain 40 pounds, but I'm going to
Get your black woman.
try real hard. I'm going to go on the Chris Denman diet.
You can't handle that, bro.
All right, that's gross. I'm going to get ripped. That's number 7.
Okay.
No, wait, ripped like who?
Rob Lowe.
No, ripped like who?
Uh,
Madam Levine.
So,
Oh.
did you say that on the show?
I did.
Yeah, I've been watching the Maroon 5 Animal video just for kind of like pump up because it's a lot of shirtless Adam Levine. They're just jumping around a room. He's like doing pull-ups and stuff.
And that is
But
your
you can't work
motivation.
out.
I'm like, yeah, but I know that.
Wait, how are you going to get ripped?
I don't know yet.
especially when you're putting on
But-
40
can work
pounds.
out. He can
But
work out.
Here's what I think I'm gonna do. 'Cause,
I mean,
like,
I guess you could.
isn't it one of those things where like you're gonna gain weight, but then like watching and like visualizing
Would a
the muscle
doctor?
gain.
Would a doctor?
I don't think that's how
not
it
how
works,
it works.
Tommy.
Would a doctor clear you
Yes, I've-
medically
I've been
to
cl-
lift weights?
I've already been cleared.
Oh,
So I
okay.
got update.
Just start slow.
Let's go
medical,
play basketball.
Well, medical update. I did get all clear to start working out because some things are going really well with my health. Yeah. So no, it's not that big of a deal. But
That is. We can do a basketball video now.
Okay.
It's a
Now
big
you
deal
can-
for me.
And you can really get a
It's a
black
big deal
woman
for
now.
me.
they just said like keep it to like 10 to 15 for now
10 to 15.
pounds.
There you go. You can do that.
Gaining 10 to 15 pounds?
No lifting.
Can we have you
Oh,
shoot basketballs?
No.
Oh,
no.
okay. So
You
that's
can't shoot
It's
basketballs?
really nothing.
okay.
I've been cleared for nothing.
Can you shoot a
Oh, that's
basketball?
good. You don't need heavy weights
I'll
to
talk to
build
your
weight.
doctor.
You don't need heavy
what,
weights
what
to
if you
build
just
weight.
what if you just swam a bunch? Would
Well,
you, would,
we'll
the-
get-
would you be able to do that?
Let's wait till we get to number 13.
Oh, this is interesting.
Learn to swim.
Uh,
What number are we
yes.
on, by the way?
We're on 8 now. Listen to David Bowie's entire discography.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I'll be there.
Um,
I'll invite me over.
Number 9 is go to more open mics.
Okay.
Number 10 is perform out of state.
Okay.
I
Illinois.
have Nebraska in quotations.
Okay. Like a
Um,
real state.
Yeah,
Omaha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 11 is learn how to ride a bike.
Oh,
I'm sorry?
you don't know how to currently ride a bike?
No. No, I don't.
I guess when you're in a wheelchair as a child, you don't really need a bike.
I have 4 wheels. I don't need 2.
Thank you.
Good point.
All right. Work out more. That's number 13 is learn to swim
Oh, no.
because I didn't learn how to do that.
Oh, I was
They put me
kidding.
in swimming lessons.
I could join you.
Well, they put me.
Oh. You guys want to do swimming lessons
You want to do
together?
water aerobics together?
Yeah.
They put me in swimming lessons when I was little, and I freaked out every time I got in the water.
I don't blame you.
So
Water is deadly.
fixed my windshield wiper
There you
because
go.
one of them's broken.
Oh, yeah.
He'll take care of that in July.
No, I realized this riding with Tommy. Tommy was kind enough to give me a ride home from his very important theater at the Improv Shop on Saturday, but it was raining,
Hard.
and his windshield, the windshield wiper on the driver's side worked, but not on my side. So it's kind of terrifying to ride with someone when you can't see out the window. Like you talk about anticipatory anxiety. I'm waiting for the crash because I can't see anything, and I just have to keep telling myself he can see. It's okay.
And how many times did we almost crash? 0.
Do you know that?
This is a good point.
The next morning, I got a ticket.
Yeah, you float through lanes like, my God, like a ferry.
Jesus.
Hey,
What? Like a ferry that's floating?
you're right, but hey, be
Come
nice.
on.
All right, what number you got next?
Learn to drive better is number 15.
That would be very
So,
helpful for
is
you.
it better content to send Tommy to driving school over at the racetrack or swimming class?
No,
I have
don't know if
Mr. Magoo in quotations here for some reason. After that,
Is that a resolution?
15 is no, it's 15. That's what comes after.
I'll learn how to drive. Okay.
Yeah. 16 is change my sheets.
Oh, no.
Wait, what?
You haven't
change my sheets.
We didn't do that in 2019.
No.
Okay. That's
Do you-
not gross at
how
all.
often are you supposed to?
How often do you sleep in your bed?
Most nights.
Okay.
They're like hard. Parts.
I would say weekly.
They're like hard parts of
Also,
the sheets.
it's okay to have different.
Why are there hard parts of the sheets?
Why are there hard parts of the sheets? Tom?
So
Oh.
17 is create more art.
You can use your sheets.
Sheets may get themselves off the bed.
Can I commission you for an art piece for my apartment?
Yes.
Oh,
what kind of-
nice.
yeah.
When you
what-
say art, what does that mean?
Oh, I'm about to say, please.
well, I got it. It's like painting, drawing, drumming, whatever.
Sculptures.
Anything. Sculpture. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to start drumming more because I've been playing since I was in 4th grade, but I kind of dropped it.
Seems like a very bad instrument for a person with a heart condition to play.
Why?
It's a lot of work.
That was the reason I got into it. I can't work out, so let's get drums.
Okay. All right.
Learn how to do a tax return.
Don't you work at a tax place?
Yes.
Oh, That's
sweet
scary.
God. Jesus help us. Jesus help us.
Eat healthier, and since I apparently don't have it, find self-confidence.
Eat healthier is going to be tough for you.
Oh, it's gonna be real tough. What did I have? I had,
You know what here? I'll give you one for
I
me.
had pizza for breakfast.
I want to learn to cook more things. I'm not a very good cook.
Yeah,
I cooked myself a steak on New Year's Eve.
You've said that like 4 times.
I want people to know this. This was a
Cook
very
your-
big deal for me.
I can cook. It's just I'm one of those guys who stands at the stove and watches it until it boils, and so it's real tedious
Boils?
for me.
You boil everything?
I boil water,
To make what, mac and cheese?
mac and cheese, yes.
Is that
Or
what,
I also like a couple weeks ago I put a chicken breast in, and then I put fettuccine alfredo with, I made fettuccine alfredo.
did you boil the
with
chicken?
No, I just said I baked it. I put it in the oven. So it was just chicken breast. And, anyway,
That's not bad.
Tom would rather get a ride from a drunk Uber driver, and by Uber driver I mean some sketchy dude who just spray painted Uber on the side of their panel van than ride with Tommy.
hey Tom, hey.
But he's not wrong.
Yeah, you just said you wanted to be better. So yeah, a panel van guy would be better.
I guess I don't need to offer you a ride.
Okay,
There
so
it is.
should I ride with Tommy, or you'll appreciate this one? I recently had an Uber driver who was telling me about her narcolepsy. And I was like, thank God this is a short ride.
So my mom has narcolepsy.
Does she?
Yeah, she does, and she doesn't drive that often
Oh,
because she takes medicine for it, but she still like
yeah.
zones out.
That's why I'm like,
it's
you
it's
should
like
not
getting
be
on a
doing
plane
this.
and hearing the pilot say before he goes
been
live.
drinking.
Hey, I'm drunk.
It's like, man, I shouldn't have had that last shot.
So yeah, welcome to your New Year's Day flight. I've been partying with Anderson Cooper all night.
Ah!
Yeah, it's not good. I think you'd rather drive with me.
I'm like, at that point, I'm looking around.
least
Like,
you'll
what do
know-
I hold on to?
At least you'll know I'll be awake when we crash.
Yeah, I'm not going to have to jump forward to turn the wheel into another car to stop it.
Well,
true.
maybe. Depends on if I'm
No,
floating lanes
I would,
again.
yeah, I would just. That's to avoid a car, though.
Gardner, you brought it up last hour, and we kind of glanced over it, but the Pope had to smack somebody on their hand
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
the other night because
Yeah.
folks getting grabby just think they can just put their hand all over the pontiff.
Well, it's not just even touch. It was like yanking his arm.
It was yanking the man's arm, and look,
Yeah, do the
no,
example.
he was like he was just.
Let me get out of the way here.
Who? My jerk. Who's pulling who?
You're the Pope.
Oh, okay. How you doing? You
Or
got-
no, you're the lady. I'm
I'm
the
like,
Pope. It was like that.
It was like that.
Almost.
So yeah,
Well,
so
like
I
sh-
didn't think
but
the
like
pontiff had to apologize. You were
Welcome to
jerking.
We Are Live Theater.
Yeah, that was pretty good, right? I understand. Like I saw the Pope, and I understand the man of his stature. He has to, I guess, apologize. But
We're just
I thought,
not used to that in this
But
country.
I feel like he was within his right to. Hey, calm down.
Well, and you saw his face because he had turned, and he went like when he was
That
held on
hurt.
to.
It hurt him,
So
yeah.
probably hurt a little. He's an older fella, right?
Right.
So you saw his
saw it.
face go and then like just let go, please. Like this is uncomfortable.
I saw a tweet that I really enjoyed that said, "A slap on the wrist by the Pope used to only be for pedophile priests."
Nice.
Fair.
That's quality tweeting.
I don't know who
That's
tweeted
quality
it, but
tweeting.
I didn't come up with it.
Do we have the video?
I don't have the.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were waiting on that. Sorry.
No, it's yeah. I mean, that's your homeboy. You of the Catholic nature. What'd you think? Did the lady go too far, or did the Pope have to react the way that he did? I thought the Pope was within his right.
You know, if you want to turn it on him, all you really say is, "Well, this is what you get when you put yourself in a stature like this with the lies you tell."
Oh Jesus! Well, I wasn't gonna go that
Gardner,
route.
that's too dark.
That is very heavy.
It's
I
like,
don't know why he didn't just pray her off.
It is
Fuck
10
the
in the
prayers.
morning, Gardner. It's not okay to go.
I do
that
this
dark.
all the time now.
I
Did
know.
Has anyone
I
talked to
know.
the woman? Does anybody in the media talk to the woman?
No, she doesn't speak English.
No, but I'm
There
sure
is
there's,
media that-
there's other media outside
They
of
have-
American media that could
They have
interview
newspapers
these people.
in Italy,
Right,
Tommy.
Really?
And there's actually
All right.
a correspondent specifically for many
You're
networks.
the ugly
for-
American.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
that's very rude of you, sir.
How about that?
She doesn't speak English, so why would you need to interview her?
You know when I stopped making resolutions, and when I made one
Your
that
Illinois came
that
out
said, I was like, I'm going to learn a foreign language this year with Rosetta Stone. Didn't get anywhere close to it. Like, that's when I just stopped. I'm like, I'm not doing this
Did
anymore.
you guys ever have Duolingo? Did any of you ever try it? I tried it to learn Spanish, but then if you go a couple days without like doing it, like its mascot is this owl, and this owl gets like passive aggressive to you, and it's like it'll send you notifications, and it's the little owl, and he's like doing this, and it'll be like, oh, I guess you haven't come. Guess you don't want to learn a new language. And then like on the very last day, it'll go.
Pretty guilty.
It'll go. You know, I guess you're too busy for us. We'll stop bothering you now. And then it stops sending you notifications.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
Poor Pope. Oh, everybody check on the Pope, though? He good?
Of course he's fine.
Okay, just checking. I just thought the woman needs to explain her behavior.
If they damage the clone, they put another out.
Okay.
Between
Well,
you
you
and
got it all
Gardner
figured
today,
out. Yeah.
there's going to be just scope just waiting
yeah.
for us outside the building today.
Like, that's far-fetched what Tommy said.
geez,
Go back
see.
to the late 70s
See?
and see what
Haven't
happened to
you
the
seen the
Pope.
new Star Wars?
They poisoned the Pope.
Special thanks to Gateway Powder Coating for sponsoring the show. They've been with us for a long time, and we love that you support them because they support us. Another reminder, Sophie's tonight, 6 p.m. Larry Green headlining that. It's gonna be a fun show.
LGZ.
Ben Johnson's very funny. Keith Hughes, very funny. Come out, have some fun, see some comedy at 6 o'clock tonight. It's this weird thing where we've been on 2 weeks of holiday-ish stuff, and it's almost the weekend again. So just keep the party going. Don't start your resolutions until next week, and make it a fun night. Come to that, and then come to Gastropit later on as well. Guys, anything else before we get out of here?
Read that passive-aggressive reminder.
Okay, this is the reminder. It says, "Hi, it's Duo. These reminders don't seem to be working. We'll stop sending them for now."
How passive-aggressive
yeah.
is... God, that sounds like an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's a wow.
Is that an ex-girlfriend setting? Is that the setting you can set reminders
But-
on? Oh, I guess you don't care about nobody anymore, then I guess I'll stop sending these.
You need this app to keep on you to do open
I
mics.
do. I was
That's
like,
what-
I guess you ain't trying to be funny for real. Little comedian. I guess that's kind of cute.
So my
It really is.
favorite
That's how
one-
ex-girlfriend
That's
sound.
what we need. We need the accountability app so that you set it with your goals, and then it stays on you about your goals.
It can sound like your ex-girlfriend. It can sound like your mother.
Yeah.
It can sound like your nagging wife. Now that's a reminder for your ass.
My favorite one I've ever seen is it's the Duolingo thing, and then it says, "Looks like you forgot your Spanish lessons again. You know what happens now," which is a thing it says, and then under it says ADT, intruder alert backdoor.
We're gonna kill you. Oh my God.
That's good.
One other thing, and we'll shut it down. Related to Can of Business.
Okay.
This was a highway sign. Chris Davis tweeted this out yesterday too in Illinois.
I don't get it.
The people who do these for the transportation departments, like, they really need to outsource that. Like, they should give it to up-and-coming riders or something. Like, some of these make me
There was
so
a
angry.
person in O'Fallon, Missouri, a state rep or something that wanted them to stop doing the creative.
Because they're distracting.
They are.
But they're not good.
They're not good, and they are distracting. But whatever. I mean,
I saw a Baby Yoda one.
how's it more distracting than 95% of the drivers currently looking on their phones right now?
Boy,
driving?
that's scary. And it's not, it used to just be a certain age, and I would have at one point blamed maybe more women than men at times.
No,
but
everybody's
now
driving,
it is
looking down at
all
their phone. It's
ages,
scary.
everything, and it's, you know what, and it's worked its way in. A lot of times older people are right whenever they're like, these kids. No, bitch. It's you all too. There are people that
Read
look
that
to
one.
be 70, 80 years old texting and driving, and it's not good for anyone. Man,
that's
it's
why I
bad.
swerve into lanes.
Yeah.
Here's one in Mississippi. Baby Yoda uses the Force, but still needs a car seat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know there are some laws that are going to apparently be enacted, I think even in California, where like they're giving drivers like you get a leeway for the next few months, but you can't have your phone out at all. Like, and then they obviously you can have the hands-free option, but
That's
even if you're
Illinois.
they're like even to the point where they're like they're really cracking out even on some passengers. Like they really want people to stop
That's
being
stupid.
distracted
That's not
inside of a
gonna
car.
happen.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen either. But
California,
they're really,
you get a $300 ticket, right?
You get
I don't
you can
play.
get that about cheer too.
yeah, you can't. I'm game for those. I'm game. I'm
They're-
not. I know. I hope they don't go too far.
So you don't
I
you
think I'm
don't
okay with
think so I
regulating
don't
that.
I don't really text and drive. Well,
Ah.
I've stopped watching TV while I drive, but
I like how that's.
You're already becoming a better driver,
Yeah,
Tommy.
yeah,
I still listen to music, and sometimes like I don't like the song because I put it on radios because sometimes the song's
Change it
sad
at
or
the light.
something.
Change it at the light.
But what if I'm on the highway?
Change it when you get off and
We
you're at a
listened to a
light.
sad song. Or
Set your music
I was in
before
the
you
car
Should I
with
just
pull
pull
off.
over and just hit the emergency?
Or
brake?
how about you just set your list before you pull out of the driveway?
Mm-hmm.
Be patient. If music is that important to you, set
Music
your
is very important to
Okay,
me.
then set a playlist. Don't go through your playlist while you're freaking driving.
I'm not going through the playlist.
Well, I know you want to
I
go
just-
do
He's
look
looking
down.
for-
I just hit the little button that's
No,
it's
man,
the
pick up.
two buttons.
Put your
he
phone
looks
down.
for a particular
I
song.
am- and
It's
I-
like
I don't always do that.
Yeah.
But
but-
that brief distraction is still enough for you to get into a serious accident.
that's how
So-
we were listening to Poncho and Lefty in the rain the other
That's
day.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't.
That was
I understand, but
What
I
else did we
want you
listen
guys
to?
to be safe. There's
We
no need
listened-
for you to be distracted while
We listened to
driving.
Merle Haggard while we drove.
Then I say that a driver who's texting or distracted by their phone are
Do
20
you-
times more volatile than a drunk driver.
Oh,
But
yeah, I believe that.
do
And
you-
you might see that, too. You might see punishments similar.
Do you do that? Do you
What?
get on your phone while you drive?
I cut it out. Like I just.
But
I,
did you?
I
you
used
still
to do it. Yeah, I don't do it anymore.
What about like navigation? What's going to be the?
Oh,
rule
I
on
mean,
that?
like for I have it like on the little.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it in my hand. I guess you can say that's a distraction too, couldn't you?
Well,
If you have to look down from time to time, look
Well,
at
that's
where
what
you're going.
Uber, Lyft drivers do.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I guess there needs to be like something you put in the car.
Yeah, maybe have some. Maybe you just have to
Like a
start
clip.
installing those clips, or maybe cars can start
Well,
coming
even
with
the
them. That'd
clips
be even
are
better.
My car has this unique problem where, Gardner, you've experienced this. The entire bottom of the car will fall out, like what do they call that? Like the ashtray and where you
okay,
put
right.
stuff.
Oh, like the dash
Yeah, the dash will fall out, and then I'll just have to keep driving with
under
it
the
on-
dash.
Yeah, and I'll just have to keep driving. So that's where I keep my phone.
Jesus.
And so if it falls on the ground,
Jesus Christ.
so I need something to put it up.
Help us.
But I also don't want to put it where the air conditioning is because they have those clips you can put on there, but it melts if it's too hot, it'll overheat your phone. If it's too cold, it'll freeze your phone.
One driving
Like,
thing
that's
you
really
should
bad for your
learn,
clothes.
Tommy, because I think I saw Alexis Zotos of Channel 4 tweeting about this, that people don't know how to zipper merge in
What is a
St.
zipper
Louis.
merge?
We'll talk about it. That'll be
I
something
know how to
for you.
parallel park,
That's good.
kind of.
In that boat you got.
I do it every once in a while.
Are you
but
good-
It's a huge
Do you
car.
The zipper merge would be a big deal.
zipper merge is
I-
just bad here in St. Louis. Do you at least use your blinkers?
Yes.
Okay, that's good stuff.
Yes.
I know you.
You
your
should just
resolution
have
wanna
them
be a
on
better driver.
constantly as many times as you accidentally switch lanes.
Yeah,
so.
I always keep my blinkers on, and
Emergency
I'm
hazards on.
very good about checking the windows when I change lanes.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Gosh, you're good at that.
because
When you're changing lanes on purpose.
shut up. Uh,
That'll do it for the
No
show.
shushing.
No shout outs, nothing. We're
we
good.
got shout. Quick shout outs. Go for
any
it,
more?
Tommy.
shout out to me
Oh,
for being me,
Aw.
and shout out to Travis for your writers meetings that are great. They really made me want to write better this year, and that was great.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's so nice. Chris, who do you have
I
shout
don't
out
remember
for?
what you called it, but I enjoyed
Don't
the
worry
meeting.
about it. I'm just glad you come.
Yes.
Oh, big shout out to everyone listening, watching, whatever else. But also shout out to appetizers. They've been
Like
taking care of me
Applebee's?
the last couple weeks. A lot of snacking, a lot of holiday feed bagging.
Are you depressed?
Oh, always.
All right.
I'll shout out to Tommy too
Why?
for the effort and that you put into that music video.
Let's win the lost. Go left. Take his kingdom back
I don't
now,
know.
y'all.
Take his kingdom
Two
back
souls
now,
this
y'all.
time.
And come on, you
Two
can't
souls
tell me
this
she's
time.
real.
Right fist,
She's
two
not
pumps.
real.
Left fist, two pumps.
She's real.
Pray on your knees.
Chris,
Pray
this
on
is
your
a whole
knees.
spoof, man. No doubt.
No, it's
Get
real.
holy with it.
Oh, come on.
That makes,
This guy needs to be on SNL, and we're losing out because you guys think it's real.
you guys don't understand how mad that makes me.
Because it is you.
See it.
Shut up.
Oh.
I'm gonna get contact because of this video.
Come on. Bible slide now, y'all.
All right, my shout out is to, hey, I made the prediction. Andrew Yang pulling in $18 million the last quarter for fundraising.
Oh.
And now Julian Castro has dropped out. The field gets narrow. And my boy Yang just keeps slowly but surely climbing back into the
You're
situation.
in a gang?
Oh, I know it. I'm
Are you
not.
trying to just go with every stereotype?
I am not. President Yang 2020.
There it is. Guys, thanks for tuning in to We Are Live. Be sure to check out Tommy when he's performing around town. He'll be out in O'Fallon tonight,
Yeah,
Backdoor. For everybody else, big thanks for tuning in. We're back live tomorrow at 8 a.m. It's already almost the weekend. See you tonight. Happiest Hour and Free Comedy Thursday. Bye.
Peace.
Blow that thing one more time.